All right. Hi. Welcome to another session of the Ascension here on Forgebreaker. We've got quite a lot that's about to take place tonight and all week, as you can see on our schedule. We've got pretty busy week coming up, so glad to have you guys here as always. And to start things off, of course, Rendus and Gentleman Joe with the host, so thank you. We appreciate that very much. So yeah, let's kind of cover what we got for the upcoming week. Tyranny is on Tuesday. Giants is on Wednesday. Fate comes back on Thursday to, I believe, he's going to be finishing his playthrough of Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check and get that information. Our Civil War campaigns start back up with this coming Saturday for Alliance. Entropy is back on Sunday. Empire is back next Wednesday. There's so much stuff coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Other than that, that's pretty much everything. Let's see if our party is ready to go over here. You guys ready?
I am the readies.
You are the readies. Alright, then let's do it.
Have everybody talk Alien here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Berwin. I miss you, Berwin.
Berwin's asleep again.
Seems like it. I'm pretty sure everybody else is here. So we'll go ahead and get it started then. Once I turn music bot down a little bit. It's creepy ass music. Oh, I have that. Cool. All right. So last time.
Oh, hey, look
off
it.
a little bit differently in the other
Have it.
sessions.
Just recently
Started off kind of
added.
on a somber note, as you all recovered from the battle with this lich, finding that your friend Markinor had perished in the fight. Not discouraged by the fact, knowing you had some options available to you, having Berwin with his own magical energy able to resurrect him in one fashion or another, but also with Kaylin finding a rod of resurrection. You decided to go with the latter and ventured back into the gatehouse with Serana to go ahead and prep and try to get Markinor back on his feet and away from the land of the dead. You did so, all taking breaks as you did so, Berwin, going through this very lengthy process of casting this resurrection spell to bring Markinor back. But you're all able to rest up and revive Markinor, though it almost seemed like he was slightly hesitant to come back with things that he might have learned while he was on the other side. But with that said, you were able to resurrect him, though his body was a little bit worse for wear from, dying. So wasn't real proficient in combat and such, but he was able to limp along as you all ventured back into the Doom Vault. Also from Khazak Ghul, not only the Rod of Resurrection, but you found a couple of keys, and one of them was a glyph key that led you to a new area. The Temples of Extraction was the name of it that resonated through Berwin's mind as he used it on the Black Gate to exit out of the gatehouse. You all decided to venture into this new direction to see what was going on in the Temples of Extraction. As you teleported into the first room, you found yourself in a room just full of smoke and haze. Kind of burns your eyes and burns your throat as you breathed it in. And inside of it, you saw two figures, or rather three, two of which, one Thayin and then a animated piece of armor, immediately attacked you. You were able to kind of take care of them swiftly. Two of your party, unfortunately, were succumbing to the gas for most of the fight, but all of you were able to finally fight off the effects of it and then finish off these two guys that were in the room. The third figure, however, never moved. As you went to investigate, you saw what appeared to be a Yuan-Ti suspended in the air at this altar that seemed to be radiating magic all around it. Magic so powerful that you could all see with your naked eye. As Kaylin investigated a little bit more further, she saw that the magic seemed to be sapping something out of this Yuan-Ti and transporting it towards the black gate that you had come through. And as you kind of investigated around, you noticed a bunch of runes and such in these on this altar with the 4 pillars surrounding it, and you decided to see if you could find a way to deactivate it. And with some trial and error, you were finally able to break through the kind of torrent of magical energy surrounding this altar and get through and mess up the glyphs enough to deactivate the magic around this altar. Unfortunately, even though the Yuan-Ti was certainly freed by you, he was not a fan of you. And as he figured out that you were not, in fact, devotees of his god, he attacked and was very quickly slain, obviously being no match for you. After that brief ordeal, you decided to set off out of this room and continue on through this dungeon. You moved into another room, and as you came into it, you saw that the room seemed to be kind of similarly made up. You saw a large altar sitting within it with another figure suspended in it. You saw several more people in this one, though, a couple Thayans and a couple of these kind of grotesque undead dread warriors that all immediately attacked you as you walked in. It seems like nobody here is really expecting visitors, so they aren't too keen on you intruding upon them. After another bit of a fight, you notice this room, while it wasn't the kind of mist that was floating around was red in coloration, it wasn't really causing you any discomfort until you took damage. And then it seemed like it would either heal or hurt you based on whether or not you could fight off the effects of it. So you made a note of that as you continue on fighting. Markinor decided to bring a relic from his past, or from you all's past, and decided to throw out this vial of not really a poison so much as just kind of enchanted gas that caused anybody that succumbed to it to sleep for no less than 5,000 years in a comatose and preserved state. Unfortunately, it seemed like it wasn't quite potent enough to take out the Thayan that he threw it at. This one Thayan that seemed like he wasn't really fighting on his own accord, was more so under some kind of mind control spell. But you were unable to decipher exactly what happened with him and slayed him instead, as he was still coming after you with fervor. As you slayed all of the people within here, all the creatures within this room, you saw a figure once again floating up in this altar. As you investigated it, you saw it was a human this time, if I remember right. Yeah, a human this time. And as you decided, against some of your better judgment, to go ahead and free him as well, you saw this man was named Kieran, and that he was a devotee of Ilmater, or the Crying God. Seemed to see himself as a martyr, didn't really want to hurt people and such, but was kidnapped and put into this place of the Chosen to serve some kind of diabolical deed that you are getting hints here and there about. Kieran pretty much said that he was not much of a fighter. In fact, he seemed terrified of all the stuff that you guys had dealt with on the way here, and had no interest in fighting and no interest in going through the poison room that you had just left. So you've decided to try to keep him safe to the best of your ability and try to get him out of the Doom Vault itself, if you're able to. So with that, within the room, the altar itself lies dormant, with you messing up the glyphs on this one as well, enough to cancel out the magical energy, the weave around it completely dissipating. In the middle of the room, that gas that was thrown by Markinor still lingers. It seems like it's going to linger for some time in here. You know that there are two exits to the north, one to the south and one to the east of this room. Previously, you did notice when Detect Magic was used, Caleb was able to see the trails of this kind of life energy or magic moving through the air. One from the altar that you rescued Kieran from, but you also saw another trail leading out of this doorway here to the northwest. Oh, well, that typically helps a little bit. Come on, DM. Act like you've never done this before. So yeah, once again, magic energy was kind of trailing off of the altar here, heading towards the door that you came through here to the west. And you also see another trail seems to be leading out of this doorway and also heading down to the doorway to the west. So, with all that in mind, what do y'all want to do? As you ask that, Kieran, still looking a little bit shaken. You'll remember that he seems to be not necessarily a coward, but more on the softer side when it comes to things. And see, he seems like he's still kind of regaining his bearings and such after hearing about liches and the undead and Thayans all around him and such. But as you ask him that, he kind of looks over you and thinks for a moment and starts to shake his head. Says, "No,
It's fixed now. Don't
all I
worry.
remember, I was on the farm and suddenly everything went black, and I don't even know how long ago that was.
Thank you, Joe.
The next thing I remember was you standing over me as you freed me from," he kind of points over to the altar, "from that."
Kind of nod and say, well, then perhaps we need to just move forward. And I look over to the rest of the party and, kind of just trying to get a feel for what they think we should do. And look down at Kaylin and say, you have any ideas here? Where should we head next?
Well, I know there's another altar to the north that we might want to check out.
And kind of nod and say, yes, it's as good a place as any, I suppose. So kind of, is Kieran just kind of like sitting down, just trying to get his energy back, I'm guessing?
He stood up at this point. He's kind of just leaning against the wall. He proffered that item of his last session, the wand of binding, rather,
Oh, yes.
to you. So he's kind of just standing there after that, kind of looking around, kind of dry washing his hands, just waiting for you all to make a decision.
Okay. Kind of look to the others and say, I suppose we could just head north.
Berwin, are you here now?
Yes. Sorry,
Cool.
my bad.
No worries. Alrighty.
So yeah, start making my way over towards the door here. Try to just start looking around, see if I notice anything out of place with it.
Okay. If you want to investigate the door, just give me a check.
Okay. What's that, 15? No, 14.
14. Yeah. All right. So as you investigate this doorway, much of the same, kind of compared to the ones that you came through earlier. You notice these are somewhat heavy in their construction, and as you look at the seams, you see there's almost no seam at all to it, seemingly being designed to keep whatever energy is inside this room from leaking through. Whereas the first room you came into, it was that gas, and then this one, it's that kind of red mist, or is it mist? Yeah, red mist that's kind of hanging throughout the air. Doesn't seem to be bothering you much, but you can clearly see that it's not going through the door at all. But as you look at it, you don't see any traps and such. You see a simple handle on it to pull it open, if you so choose to do so.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll kind of look back, motion to Kieran to stay close, and walk up and just pull the door close, or open.
Okay. So much like before, in front of you, you see a set of stairs leading up towards another set of double doors before you.
Okay. Start making my way forward.
Making my way downtown. Doo-doo.
I hear anything on the other side of the door here?
Give me another investigation check.
Okay. Okay.
Another 14. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, as you're checking this door, much the same, almost the exact same construction, very airtight seal and such, but you see that it can be pushed open from the side that you're on now into whatever lies beyond. As you're listening, you kind of hear this recognizable hum going on, and it's something you had to think about for a moment, but you kind of recognize it from the hum that you hear whenever you approach one of these altars of the magic kind of swirling around it. You kind of hear that sound, albeit somewhat faintly, rather.
Yeah, Joe,
from the other side of the door.
that block is poisonous gas that basically makes you sleep for 5,000 years. You don't want to enter that. Okay, so hearing the altar, knowing Kaylin has already warned us ahead of time that she could sense another one of the altars, I'll go ahead and start slowly pulling the door open.
Okay. Are you gonna do it stealthily or just?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if there's anything in there. Try to possibly get the drop on them.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Okay. All of the things I am terrible at today. 9.
9. Okay. Okay. So as you start to move this door open,
Oh, damn. He noticed me. He noticed me.
as you look into this next room,
Oh, God.
you see several figures floating through the air. You see pure, these kind of beings that seem to be nothing but dark spots throughout the air, kind of floating black smoke with red kind of mist trailing off behind them. You see another figure as those continue to kind of float around the room, not really noticing you. You see a figure off to your right that is obviously an undead, although this one seems to kind of radiate power, and its eyes slowly turn to you as you open the door.
Of course.
And yeah, we're gonna have you roll for initiative.
Well, that
'Cause he
didn't
doesn't
take
talk.
long.
He doesn't talk. I was like, oh, we can talk. Nope.
Oh, look at
This
that
guy's a
2.
dead. He doesn't care. That crispy too.
That crispy 2.
All right, so let's get my map situated here.
I know I have terrible
Alright, these
initiative
guys
rolls,
first.
but a 2 is bad, even for me.
Oh,
Oh my god.
aw,
Net 20 initiative rolls.
We're dead.
Nah, we're fine.
this is fine.
This is fine.
Oh, another 22. Jesus.
And I thought
Okay.
I rolled well.
Nope. Not today.
So, yeah.
Indeed, I did.
For
Not
us.
as good as 3 of them.
As this undead creature turns its kind of hollowed, sunken eyes towards you, it lets out a bellow of warning to everything else in the room, and they react first.
Of
So
course.
this Wraith is the first one to go. This is movement. Alright, so he's going to start floating over towards you all. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's going to get right in front of Markinor.
Oh, hello there.
As you see this creature, you see that its form is just constantly fluctuating, much like the shadows that you see forming around the room, except this one seems much more corporeal than the other ones, but its body seems to kind of wink in and out in places, seemingly kind of leading you to think that it'll be difficult to hit. That being said, it's going to reach out and lay its hands on you and attempt to suck the life out of you, Markinor.
Hasn't this already happened once?
Does a 20 hit?
20 does not hit.
All right, so you're able to quickly kind of shrug away as its arms lay upon you. Okay. But you're able to save against it, not taking any damage from it as you break away from its grasp, as you feel the life energy from it, you start to break away from your body. Let's see, 40, 45, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one's going to do much of the same, except it's going to attempt to sap your strength. But 17 is also not going to hit.
True.
This one's going to kind of float around over here kind of move out of sight somewhat from some of the group. And that is all it's going to do. Berwin.
Terrified am I right?
Hi, yes. Seeing these things kind of clog up the door.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast Moonbeam at
Seen that in a hot minute.
3rd level.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
They're right in right here.
Okay.
I believe it's a cylinder. Double check that.
Square cylinder is still going to hit those squares, so that's fine.
5-foot radius, yeah. 40-foot high. Okay, yep.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the spell.
What did? Game?
Hello, game.
Oh, hello.
It's not doing it, but on their turn, they take. If they start inside or enter it, they take damage.
Okay. Bring it up so I've got the stuff in front of me.
Awesome.
Enters the spell for the first time or starts his turn there is engulfed in ghostly flames.
Apparently, I gotta fix that spell.
Oh, because you were clicking it and nothing was happening.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was. I submitted it like 3 or 4 times and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Good old roll 20. All right,
He's
so
the broke. And that's my turn.
it's your turn. All righty. So as Berwin seeing these creatures moving up, obviously with an aggressive tendency towards Markinor, casts out his hands and begins to chant. And as he does so, this cylinder of pale blue light rises from the floor and goes straight to the ceiling, engulfing these two figures in front of Markinor. Definitely going to have an effect shortly on them. This guy's going to start moving.
Gonna do something new, I think.
That's his turn. He's going to double move. Right there. All right, Aelion.
Take a step up here, and I'll swing at this guy on the right.
On the right, okay.
And we'll do 1, 2, 3. I'll use my bonus action as well.
All of those hit?
Yeah. Alright, let's see how this damage goes, because what I want to do, I might not have to do if we can kind of rip through these guys pretty quickly.
It's all good.
So 10, 23, 32.
I really should just have calculators out whenever you go. It's just easier.
Wait, 42. I think I got
Plus
that.
6 plus 10 plus 4. 40. Ooh, wait.
20,
Damn it.
30,
All right, plus 13 plus
42.
6 plus 10 plus 4.
42.
42, yeah. Alrighty.
At oddity.
And that's it.
Alrighty. So as Aelion charges forward, bringing out rapier and shatter, or his rapier and shatter spike, starts swinging them around just in this kind of chorus, dance-like motions as he attacks this creature. You clearly see your rapier puncturing holes in this kind of misty form of this creature in front of you, as well as shatter spike sweeping through and slashing through it as well. You feel some resistance, but at the same time, you feel like you're not doing as much damage as you would do to a flesh and blood individual. And it is definitely still standing. Kaylin.
Definitely still standing. Not
All
just
right, I'm
standing,
gonna
it's
cast,
definitely
Secret
still
Flame on
standing.
the one the alien just attacked.
Okay.
That
Dex
was-
save.
There it goes.
Definitely fails.
So 11 radiant
right. Anything else?
Nope, I'll stay put.
All right. So as Kaylin begins to chant and move her arms in a fashion, this kind of brilliant golden light impacts into the chest of this creature. You see part of its form actually kind of blow away from the impact of the sacred flame, obviously taking a good chunk of damage from it. That being said, a good chunk of its form is still there. Now this guy.
He's gonna do something.
He's gonna do something indeed. So he's gonna move around back behind everyone, and you see him raising his hands, and as he does so, two bolts of energy fly out, one towards Markinor, one towards Aelion, as he casts this twice. 7 for Markinor, 17 for Aelion. I think both of those missed?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So as these bolts of necrotic energy fly through the air, kind of passing just straight through these incorporeal creatures in front of you, you're able to move to the side of them, dodging away. Markinor bringing his shield up to block it completely. Neither one of them gaining purchase. This last dude. 10. He's going to double move as well and move right. Yeah. So you got a big old clogged doorway in front of you, Markinor. What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm. And nothing is dying. I'm
Not yet.
gonna do something that I haven't done yet. So this is gonna be fun.
Uh-oh. I'm scared now.
I'm going to cast Crusader's Mantle. So everybody within a 30-foot radius of me, when you make a weapon attack, you can deal an additional 1d4 radiant damage to the being that you're attacking. Gonna do this. What is it? 30-foot radius?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
That seems a little bigger than 30 feet.
Oh, it's doing... Yeah, it's actually doing radius, not diameter.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, so there's that.
Okay.
And then for my bonus... know if I can do anything else right now. Maybe? No, I can't. I can't use that. Yeah, that's probably gonna be my turn. I'm just gonna sit here and actually no. You know what? Because I do have it. I'm gonna use one of my potions of healing on my bonus,
Okay.
and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. So as Markinor, I imagine, kind of raises up his hammer and slams it against his shield, you all feel, everyone around him, feels this kind of emboldening aura of power just kind of fluctuating through you. Pretty much just Aelion sees his weapon begin to kind of glow with this golden glow that you see covering Markinor's weapon attacks quite often. And with that, Markinor chugs a potion of healing real quick, and we move on. All right, so now Moonbeam is going to take an effect. So he's going to make a con saving throw. 14, I think, doesn't work.
No. It's 17.
All right.
Why
so
doesn't that?
she's gonna
Game.
take 20.
Why?
$16. No, 20. Holy crap.
Dude. Your DC is higher than 14, right?
17.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah. Okay. So it takes 20 points of radiant damage. You see this thing, the spell from your moonbeam, the light kind of penetrating through it. You see several holes kind of piercing through as this light pierces through or penetrates its body. It took a big chunk of damage there, but it's still going to attack one of the two guys in front of him. That's going to be Aelion this time. So he reaches out towards Aelion with this draining touch.
Protection, fighting style.
Okay. An 8 is going to miss.
The 11 was going to miss too.
Yeah.
Oh well.
They ain't got much attacks.
Better safe than sorry.
Right.
Alright, that's his turn. This guy is also in it, so he's going to make a con save.
You want me to make a new damage roll?
Yeah, go ahead and make a new one. Ooh. That's
21.
really 21. Okay, so as you see, unlike the first creature, the kind of beefier looking one, as you see the radiant light of your moonbeam start to pierce through it, you see the beams actually start to grow as it impacts into this thing's incorporeal form and expands outward, and you hear this kind of ghastly scream as it disappears into nothingness.
One down.
Seems like it was kind of vulnerable to that. Well, this one is going to decide that that moonbeam means business, and he is not going to be near it anymore, so he is going to back away.
Also, they're intelligent.
They have a brain about them. Okay, Berwin, you're back up.
Okay. Being this guy. Oh crap! Hold on.
Okay.
You delete that square? I didn't realize I was still on the draw.
Just doing things. All right. There you go.
My bad. I'm gonna cast Produce Flame and hurl it at this guy. The 15 hit him.
Hitting this dude.
Yeah, that guy.
15 does hit.
Takes 7 fire damage.
All right.
And that's my turn.
All right. So much like Aelion's attacks, as this fire hits, you see it kind of eating away at some of its form. You see its form getting very wavy and distorted at this point, obviously taking a ton of damage. However, it doesn't seem like it burns away a whole lot of it. It's still standing. This guy, much like the moon, decided not to tango with it. Kind of moves back here-ish, over by this other dude. Aelion.
I'm just gonna keep swinging at this guy in front of Markinor.
Okay.
And I'll just do that as well.
They will all hit once again.
And 3. There's 7 radiant,
Yeah,
and then
it's plenty.
okay.
Even with resistance, he can't survive that, especially with the radiant damage on top of that. So yeah, Aelion brings Shatter Spike, his rapier, around again. Both of his weapons, as he begins to swing them, kind of glowing with this radiant light. He swings them through this creature, slashing through, and he sees the strikes are now doing more damage to him, hitting home as he cleaves away at its form. And then finally, as its kind of yellowish glowing eyes stare at it after the second rapier attack, he brings Shatter Spike around and just thrusts the point of it right through its head, and it wails in pain as it disappears into nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, anything else?
That's it for right now.
All right, Caleb.
All right. Seeing that these guys don't like radiant damage, I'm gonna throw another Sacred Flame at this one right here.
Okay. Dex save. Dex save. There we go.
Dex.
And he fails.
Oh,
So 11 radiant.
Oh, yeah.
that was so close.
So once again, with this golden kind of sphere of light impacts into the chest, unlike the one that you hit just previously, that is now dead, you see the light hit into the chest of this thing, and you hear this kind of unearthly scream as the ball kind of expands, eating more and more away of this creature. As the light finally dissipates, you see it's still there remaining, though it's tatters of its former self, to what you saw just moments before. It is barely standing.
That's it for me.
All right. Well, this guy, not a fan of what's going on, is going to do a thing. All right. So as he begins to wave his hands through the air, Markinor and Aelion, I need wisdom saving throws.
Okay. One second. Gotta look for something.
Okay. Okay. All right. So as this thing puts its hands out, you see this kind of wave of black ooze beginning to eke towards you. Both of you, as it washes over you, you notice that you don't feel any pain, but then you start to see mental images of things that you just fear deeply. But you're able to shake your heads and fight off the mental influence of it, not succumbing to his fear spell. And with that, he's going to decide that he wants to put some distance in between y'all. So he's going to move way the hell back up here. And that'll be his turn.
Run.
This guy, not a fan of getting attacked, is going to move back even further.
I'm not a fan of being attacked
Moving
either.
back here. That'll be his turn. Markinor.
And Moonbeam affects anybody, correct?
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm kind of screwed now, so.
Can be dropped at any time, though.
Yeah.
It could.
He's not going to do it. So, I'm going to... What am I going to do?
You have that fancy crossbow still.
I do. I also have Sacred Flame too. Yeah, I'm gonna toss that on the guy over here to the left.
Okay, they've been real good about dodging these attacks. Hey!
Ace, he dodged. So he avoids taking damage from it, and that pretty much ends my turn.
All right, so with this swirling kind of radiant energy in front of the party, Markinor is unable to really step in until the spell moves or dissipates, so he tosses out this sphere of golden radiant energy just in the nick of time when this incorporeal shadow moves and kind of sways lazily out of the way, and it misses it completely. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. This guy's not. He is going to... they're gonna move over here. Start making kind of a last stand back here in the corner. All right, that's its turn. Rowan.
Oh, well, as my action, I'm gonna move Moonbeam back over here.
So like there.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Hey, welcome party. Thank you for the raid and the host here.
And take a few steps forward.
Everybody
That's my
just
turn.
joining us here. We are
Alright.
in the Doom Vault.
So this beam of light just begins
the
shifting away from the
dead end
doorway,
thing,
heading back towards the back, towards this guy that seems
playthrough.
to have some spell casting ability to him, and centers over him, attempting to do some damage. to him.
Making our way through the
This one,
temples.
seeing the Moonbeam's gone, it's going to rush back into the fray.
Turn them down just a little bit here.
Move this out of the way. And attempt to hit one of y'all.
But yeah, we're making our way through the temples of extraction here, attempting to one by one free these individuals that are being held captive and their life forces being taken from them. So welcome, happy to have you here. Hope you stick around for a bit and enjoy some of the gameplay. And if you have questions, feel free to shout them out here. Be happy to answer them at any time.
Okay. So yeah, perfectly got its HP. So once again, as you swing these your blades around, just glowing with this radiant energy, just giving you an extra oomph and able to do some true damage to these creatures. As the radiant energy cuts through this thing, you notice, much like the other radiant attacks, it bursts the wounds open. More of its form kind of burns away as you hit, and once again, as you bring Shatter Spike around, you cleave right around where the neck area of this kind of hooded humanoid figure is in front of you, and you decapitate it, and it withers away to nothing.
And I'll look over towards Markinor and give him a thumbs up.
Oh, yes.
All right, Kaylin.
Oh, yes.
All right, seeing that the shadow that I attacked last turn was running away from me, I'm just, full on fixated on the fact that something would run away, and I'm going to throw Sacred Flame at it again.
Yeah, Sacred Flame.
That was this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. It's going to try. Yeah, it's going to fail. And it just burns away completely.
Much better.
Anything else?
That is all I'm going to do.
All right. So opting to stay out of the room, still firing from this doorway. Another ball of radiant energy just completely decimates this thing. There's just nothing left. This guy.
Save.
Yeah, he's gonna make a con save. He's gonna fail it. Go ahead and roll it.
Where one? Oh, there he goes.
22. Okay. Oof, beefy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once again, the light kind of penetrates down as this thing tries to dodge out of the way. Unfortunately, it does not get out of the way of this moonbeam in time. It takes a good chunk of damage. That being said, it's going to take a step over and fire 2 shots down, not really having a clear sight on Markinor anymore. He's going to fire 2 off at Aelion. 21 and 23.
Those will both hit.
All right, so you're going to take 18 necrotic damage as it impacts into you. They hit you, you see your skin kind of blackening in the areas that are hit. Not doing a ton of damage, but it doesn't feel good. This guy's dead. Markinor.
Hey, I get to move. That's neat.
Mhm.
I like moving.
Yes.
It's
You're welcome.
really, really cool. I'm gonna run up here and bring out the Warhammer and try to swipe through at this guy.
All right. Yeah, 26 is going to hit.
And then an additional 2 radiant damage.
Okay.
So 13.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I was considering something else, but no, I think that's gonna be it.
All right, so as Markinor charges forward, bringing his hammer around, swiping it right through the kind of center mass of this creature, you feel just a slight bit of resistance as your hammer cleaves through, but then it begins to glow with that radiant energy, and you see its form beginning to burst apart away from it, taking a considerable amount of damage from that, but it is still standing in front of you. And it's going to try to retaliate.
Okay.
21?
Yes, it
All
matches.
right.
Finally.
Okay, so as it cleaves into you, I need a con saving throw.
Okay.
Nailed
Okay.
it. Okay. So, Okay. So as you feel this, it reaches out with these the shadow that becomes claws, and it rakes through your chest, just kind of bypassing right through your armor as it does so, retching into you. You feel the strength within your body beginning to leave you. Your strength score will now be reduced by 3 points until a long rest.
Wait, come on. I already have enough penalties here.
There's some more.
All the penalties.
Man.
As you start feeling this damage, taking this pain, you feel this sense of unease just kind of entering into your mind from the room around you. It seems to be not just really from the creature in front of you. You're able to fight it off as you feel some of your strength being sapped away from you again, not taking any negative effects this time. Aside from -3 to your strength.
Yeah.
All right, Berwin.
Because that's not enough.
Oh boy. I will move up here into the room and move Moonbeam over to the east. Another 5 feet.
All right.
You thought you could run away. And that's my turn.
Okay. This guy's dead. Aelion.
Gonna run up right next to
There we go.
Arcanor. And do another
Mhm.
couple slashes here.
Those both hit.
Let's see with these first.
Yep.
Man.
Radiant damage does it again.
Nice.
Anything else?
Let's see. I don't think. No, that's it for right now.
Alrighty. So as you cleave through this thing once again with your rapier, the radiant energy seems to make your attacks fly very true, not missing a single attack thus far in this encounter. Landing your blows and just shredding this thing into nothing. Gaunskis. Kaylin?
All right, sensing a pattern every time we've tried to enter one of these rooms, there was some effect that wasn't necessarily positive or negative. Just Kaylin doesn't like things that can affect her. She stays in the hallway and is going to throw 2 Eldritch Blast at the light.
Okay. Yeah. Mm.
20 force damage.
And go ahead and narrate how you finish this thing off.
Like I said, she steps up right to the doorway and just points her fingers like a little gun and just goes boom, boom, right headshot. Just double tap straight to the head.
Yeah, and this kind of glowing blue ethereal creature takes both of these shots straight to the face. It kind of lets out this kind of howling or moaning that resonates through the entire chamber before it disappears and dissipates into nothing. And once again, no round of combat.
Didn't even get the chance to ask him how his day was.
Nope. He didn't get the impression that you cared too much.
Yeah, no. So I'm guessing I see another person standing here on this platform.
Yeah, as you move through this room, as you all begin to enter it fully and get your bearings about you, a tangible feeling of just unease and discomfort kind of fills the air. All right, music bot, aggressive. There we go. You see the chamber itself seems to, like all the stone and such, is scarred, where you can only imagine like these souls that were forced to remain on this plane were just trapped here in torment and just lashed out at everything around them. As you look to the center, you see another altar. In the center of this one, you see what appears to be a female half-elf floating before you.
Does she have anything that would kind of indicate that she's like a servant of a god or anything like that?
She has some decorative armor on. Give me a religion check.
Okay. Religion from me. This is good. Oh,
Not
never
religion.
mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
So
With a
as you're
0 to
looking at this,
religion.
you see the symbol laying almost disturbingly across this female's chest. As you're looking at it, you see what appears to be a bullwhip of some kind, or not a bullwhip, a nine-tail whip. That's what it is. So the handle and such, and then a bunch of various whips kind of off in an arcing circle above it. And as you kind of think back on it, you remember a god that was a servant to another one called Bane that had this as her symbol. The goddess being Loviatar. You know her as the different titles that she has. None of them too flattering, unfortunately. You know her as the Maiden of Pain or the Scourge Mistress. You know that people who make a living out of being torturers and such, their patron is typically Loviatar. She is not a good deity.
Gotta look back over the party, and even though I'm not super comfortable with releasing this individual, I don't want the power to be fed any further for the phylacteries, so kind of turn over to everybody and say, I don't like the deity this one has chose to follow, but I'm not comfortable just leaving them here. I think we need to do something.
Well, we can either kill her now, when she can't attack us, or release her and see what happens.
I mean, there are 4 of us, so there is that.
Kind of look and agree and say it would be easier if we could take her down now and not have to deal with her getting any of her strength back.
Hey, Leon. I cast Cure Wounds on.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Do I get the sense that this half-elf will not be taking damage if we attempt to attack them? Like, in their current state? Instead of worrying about, shutting down the siphon here, if we attempted to attack them without doing that, would it yield good results?
As you're looking at it and kind of thinking over your options here, you recall, and as you're looking at it, you see it more clearly now that you get closer. You see this kind of torrent of magical energy all surrounding it, surrounding this half-elf in there. You know that every time you've approached the altar before the magic was dissipated,
It flung us
that
back.
it had
It
the
flung
chance of
us away.
throwing you away.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the idea that it'll be very difficult to attack her from far. Magical or mundane means will have great difficulty getting through this wall of this torrent of magical energy.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of look at everybody and say, well, I guess it's back to the same routine as the last room. Kaylin, do you and Aelion want to go around and help to disable this? Also, how long did that spell last?
A minute.
A minute. Okay, yeah. It would have passed by now.
Yeah, I guess it's back to the normal grind of
Yep.
scratching out stupid ass glyphs.
Quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could try destroying them, like I said.
I tried
You
that
have
last
options.
time. It didn't work. It failed miserably.
Failure is in the eye of the person failing. I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, what do y'all want to do?
Alright, I'm gonna start trying to scratch glyphs out with my thieves' tools.
All right. So as you
Okay.
approach it, trying to fight through the torrent of magical energy, give me a charisma check.
Oh, fine. Don't take our guidance.
Yeah,
There was guidance.
we didn't
Last
get a
time there
chance to. Last time there was.
What was that charisma check?
Mm-hmm.
Don't close my character sheet for like the 4th time today.
Okay. So yeah, as you start to move forward, you're able to fight off the effects of trying to push you backwards. However, it does slow you down a little bit. It'll be difficult terrain, but you're able to get up next to the first stone pillar.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try and grind one of the runes off again.
I'm
Alright.
I'm gonna walk up behind Kaylin and kind of place my hand on her shoulder and cast guidance.
Okay. So as you move up behind Kaylin, she begins etching away at these runes with her thieves' tools. You see her, her hair kind of flying around as this magical energy courses around her, attempting just constantly trying to push her away from it. But she's able to get through and erase and disable one of the runes.
Yeah.
I'll do this one that I'm next to.
Okay, you'll have to step up next to it. The runes are on the inside of the circle.
Hey, Leon, come here first. I cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Now go.
D4, right?
Charisma check first to see if you can stand in the magic or not. Okay, able to stay in there. Kind of move through it pretty easily now.
Then I guess I'll use my dagger to scratch it off.
Okay, dex check.
Not a save, right?
Correct. Unfortunately, as you,
Four? Oh wait,
that
you
was
already
the-
used
that was
it.
the
Oh.
two, Yeah.
yeah,
You used it.
as you're attempting to scratch this away with the dagger, the magic rebounds against you and your blade and throws you off the altar, and you take 4 force damage.
Here we go with this again.
Oh wait, sorry. You take 5 force damage,
Wow. Wow.
and you're back here now.
All right, I'm gonna try to get up to the next area.
Same
Actually,
thing.
wait, I can slip through, right? So I don't have to
Yeah,
establish that.
yeah,
Once
if
I'm
you're
up
already in
there.
there. Yeah, it takes you a little time. Like I said, it's difficult terrain, but you're able to move over to the next one.
And you still have
Oh,
bless
yeah, I know.
or
I don't.
guidance.
Guided.
I will use it if I need it.
Yep,
I don't
Okay.
want to use it if I don't.
exactly.
Okay, so yeah, with the 26, once again, you're able to etch away until you carve off an important part of this rune in front of you, and you see the magic kind of dissipating away from it, obviously disabling it.
All right, slide over and try and do the last one over here. I know it was 3 out of 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Kaylin single-handedly able to move around as Aelion's being thrown off of the altar as he tries to take care of one down to the south. Aelion's able to go through and just scratch off 3 runes in quick succession, not even needing the extra spiritual help from Markanor to do so. And as she finishes off the last one, this torrent of energy that's swirling around this half-elf begins to dissipate, slowing and then eventually dissipating completely and vanishing from sight. You see the half-elf. As you're seeing her, you see her face is kind of grimy and such. She begins to slowly sink down to the ground, falling down prone and laying there motionless.
Hello?
Killer or binder, one of the two.
Looking. One sec. Quickly reach back to my pack and grab some of the rope from the pack and hand it over to Caitlin and say, I think you would probably be the best choice to do this.
Yeah, I'll actually use them. I have rope on me.
Okay.
That's a little stronger than that, most likely. So what do you want for sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to try her up.
This time I'll use that. Oops. So 11.
That's better.
Okay. So as you go through doing this, you just tying her arms. You tying her arms and her legs. What are you doing?
Just her arms behind her back.
Okay. So as you move up to this half elf's form, you kind of rotate her body enough and bring her arms back around her back, and you're able to easily begin to wrap the rope around her hands and everything, seeing that she seems to be pretty frail when compared to all of you at the very least. You all hear Kieran kind of leaning his head in as you see him poking his head into the room, seeing what you're doing. But he doesn't say anything, just keeps his mouth shut. As you're finishing up and tying the last knot, she begins to stir. First, she doesn't move a whole lot. You see her eyes slowly opening and kind of blinking away the magical effects as well as the sleep that she was in. With that, she starts to move, and you see her begin to struggle a bit at the the binds that you've just put on her. And then she looks around and sees you all standing around and has a bit of a confused look on her face. And with that, she kind of uses her elbows as best she can to sit herself up, looking around towards Markinor and Kaylin. And with that, with a kind of raised eyebrow, she says, "Well, who will you be?"
Kind of just shake my head and say, no. Who are you and why are you here? Who brought you here?
With that, she turns her gaze over to Markinor, and you see a look of suspicion through her eyes as she looks at you, and she seems to be kind of measuring you up and down. With that, she kind of shrugs. She says, "I be Irisoth. She kind of looks around the room, seeing the, scarred floor and such, as well as the altar that she's placed upon. She says, "I do not know how I came to be here. I don't." You see her almost pained a bit as she tries to remember. "I don't remember. I was on a ship. I was traveling towards Neverwinter. Who are you? Why am I here? What do you want with me?"
Kind of look at her and say, we don't want anything with you, but unfortunately your previous captors were doing all they could to siphon your life force from you. Apparently it has jarred some of your memories as well.
That she nods, and you see her kind of struggling once again with the ropes bounding her hands and kind of testing them. She says, I feel weak. Don't feel right." But you see her looking back towards the ropes. Why am I tied up?"
Taking the warhammer and kind of like holding on to like the head of the hammer itself and using like the end of it to point. I point at the crest on her armor and say, "That is why you are tied up."
And she say that, you see her looking down the armor, and she kind of raises an eyebrow at you. "I be tied up because of my profession and who I worship, huh?"
Kind of nod. I don't really say anything to it. I just nod in agreement.
And as you nod to her, she kind of shrugs and rolls her eyes a bit. She says, "Not everybody can be appreciative of what we do. Somebody has to do the dirty work, though."
Yeah, well, think of it more as a safety precaution on our part. We had some issues in the past.
Very recent past.
And with that, you see her kind of folding her legs up towards her chest as she leans on them and looks at you with a bit of a bemused expression. She says, "Oh, issues, eh? I'd like to cause some issues for whoever put me here. Do you know where they are?"
Kind of look around the rest of the room, and then look back at her and say, "I'm unsure if they're the ones that have taken you from where you were, but they won't be dealing or bothering anyone else now." Kind of look around, especially to the one up to the north up there. just trying to
one
like
that
get
didn't
her
run away?
attention. Yeah.
With that, she kind of looks over at the remains, mostly just ethereal smoke and such, and you see a bit of a sad expression. She says, I guess I won't be able to have any fun with them. Oh well. How do I get out of here?
I kind of look at her and shake my head and say, I cannot say. I'm unsure of an easy way for you to escape from here. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure that I would want to assist you.
With that, she kind of looks you over again, and obviously seeing that you're a man of the faith and such, she kind of shrugs, says, "Aye, you don't want to do any of the dirty work. I understand." And she looks over at Kaylin. Now you might be more someone I could talk to.
Yeah, you don't want to know me. I want to kill you now where you stand. But I'm being nice.
With that, she kind of laughs. Kill me. I mean, if you want to. It's no difference to me, really. I don't even know where I am. This could all be a dream for all I care.
Well, maybe we'll let you free, just so you can run into the liches. And see how you like them.
With that, you see her shudder a bit. Says, I do not want to be talking with any liches, if possible.
Well, they're the ones who brought you here.
With that, she kind of nods, seems to be thinking for a moment. As well, I don't think my particular skills would be any use to on any of these leeches. But if you have any less formidable opponents and want answers out of them, I could be of assistance with that.
I can get answers my own way. I don't need your help.
Suit yourself. I'm very good at what I do, though.
Kaylin just chuckles. And proceeds to just walk away, ignoring the half-elf.
Okay. With that, you see her just kind of looking a bit lazily around the room. She turns around, looking down towards Aelion and Berwyn. Not really saying anything, just kind of content to sit here. What do y'all want to do?
Yeah.
Well, we still have our other friend. We have to get out of here, and we have to find a way out. Another way out.
We do need to go back and overload those gates in a different area.
As you're all talking, you see Kieran kind of hesitantly moving into the room, kind of stepping over the goo that's left behind from these undead that you slayed and moving around. You see him kind of surveying the room and seeing all the deep gashes and such in the stonework and such. Looking a bit aghast by it. And he looks around and kind of asks open-endedly. He's like, well, is there a way out in here, my friends?
Not in this room. Not. Maybe the next, though.
Yeah, I kind of shake my head and say, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have found anything useful in this room.
With that, with a kind of sigh, he nods. He says, oh, okay. Who is that? And he kind of points off towards Irisoth.
Did we actually ever ask her name?
Yeah, at the beginning. She said who
Okay.
she was.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I told her I wasn't going to tell her who we were.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of look over towards Berwyn and say, this goes against my better judgment, but shall we release her?
I mean, if she doesn't want to go up against the Lich, I don't think she would want to go up against us. Oh,
And you're all getting the feeling that she was probably employed as a torturer or something along that, and is probably a sadist. That being said, she's probably not stupid, so she may not be the best person in the world, but she has no interest in trying to fight you.
Okay. I guess with that, kind of walk over and start to undo the bindings around her wrists, and as I'm doing so, I just kind of lean in a little bit and just, in a somewhat non-threatening tone, just kind of say, where we are going, I will be keeping my eyes on you. You make one false move, and that's all it will take, and I will ensure that your death is quick.
With that, she kind of looks over at you, and a bit of a grin appears on her face. She says, I won't be causing no trouble, but the quick deaths are never fun, don't you know? With that, she kind of...
She says that. Markinor kind of chuckles and says, indeed, that's the point. I wouldn't want you to get any pleasure out of it.
Oh, you're just a killjoy, aren't you? And with that, she stands up, kind of rubbing her wrists and looking down at them. Says, those weren't tight enough anyway. And with that, she kind of just starts strolling down to the edge of the altar, kind of waiting for y'all.
And as I make my way back over here, I kind of hand off the rope to Kaylin and just kind of motion that we should just continue on. Kind of place my hand on the back of Kieran and say, we'll find your escape here soon, I promise you.
With that, he kind of nods and steps away a little bit, letting you lead the way. Says, I'll be right behind you, at a safe distance, of course.
So yeah, I guess I'll start making my way back into the room we were just in. That's assuming, that this area over here is just like this area here, so.
Would be a valid assumption.
Yeah.
that's where you are wrong. You're making assumptions.
Instead, there are two hallways that go each direction.
Actually, a portal in the middle of the hall.
Reveal treasure doors. Or treasure rooms.
You've missed the horde.
Missed the horde. Alright, so I kind of walk back into this room and look, seeing the door to the south and the door to the east. Kind of speak back or whisper back and say, I'm really not sure which direction we should go. Kaylin, do you have anything?
Well, we know it's to the west, but I don't remember seeing anything from either of the other two doors, so I think it's just a 50-50 on which way we should go.
Very well. Kind of with that, gonna just make my way towards the south. Go over here to the door and listen in. I'm assuming I'm gonna hear about the same that I've been hearing before. Possibly the portal on the other side, like another one of these things. I'm guessing there are like hundreds of these in here.
That'd be a real long campaign. Yeah, I mean, if you want to give me an investigation check, see if you hear anything or not.
Okay.
Oh. With advantage.
Cool.
I mean, could switch it.
All right. So as you're seeing this door, much of the same. Seems to be well made to keep whatever's in this room out. One thing y'all have noticed, and I just kind of reread, is as you were You notice that all these rooms have some kind of effect going on within them. One thing you have noticed is that effect has dissipated and completely disappeared after disabling the altars. It seems like the magic that's filling these rooms and causing random things to happen seems to be tied to the altars
The
magic.
room. Okay. Okay. Cool.
That does make a little difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because we could go back through that first black gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that room will be safe to go through now. If you so choose to do so.
By the way, is the sleepy time gas still there?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna be there forever.
I took a
I
large
just want
route
to
around
see
it.
if our half elf friend doesn't notice it and walks through it.
I think she's being pretty observant, maybe. Yeah, she's decently observant. She notices you all walking clear around this and moving around, and she actually starts to walk a little bit closer to it, kind of examining it. And Kieran walks up and says, "Oh no! Don't go in there. They said that's a bad time. You just woke up. You don't want to go back to sleep, right?" And kind of pulls her away, and they continue on, just following behind you.
Do
5,000 years. I just
We just push her in it.
walk back.
You don't hear anything from the other side of the door.
Okay. Do we want to just go back to the previous one that we came through and send these guys on their way?
I don't think we have a large enough fan following yet.
Okay.
We
Then
gotta
we'll
make
continue
Evan
on.
control a few more NPCs, please. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Okay,
have
then
those
we're gonna
cookies.
open the door and continue on.
What
Okay.
Havoc doesn't realize, creating an NPC meat shield army.
These guys aren't going to be real willing on the meat shield front, but hey, do you? So as you make your way into
Willing.
this, as you make your way through this doorway opening up, you see something you haven't seen in a little while. You see another white gate. It's kind of white, smoky form swirling in front of you, blocking your view to the other side of it. Of course you are. I don't know. Irisoth might like that thing a little too much. But you see a white gate lying before you, blocking your way.
Do I still have the key for this, or who has it now?
You, me, and Kaylin have a key from in here.
Okay. For the white gates.
Well,
At least the black gate we came through.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to into the portal and try to open it with the key like I had been previously.
Okay. And as you move forward to it, you clearly feel the magic through your key attuned to this this area, this temples of extraction. Then you know that the key is attuned to these white gates as well within here, and you'll be able to open it. And as you do so, the way the smoke, white kind of mist or whatever in front of it dissipates away, clearing the hallway completely. And you just see this etching of like ebony runes, or ivory runes rather, on the floor below you, and another set of doors in front of you as well.
Okay.
Do we want to go this way first? Since we know it's a white gate?
As opposed to going east?
Yeah.
I mean, we can leave this and go the other way if you want.
Since, based on previous experiences, white gate, they tend to lead to a different section. They kind of divide this place off somewhat.
Okay. Can I kind of put my ear close to the door and kind of listen in on the other side and see if I hear anything, any movement or anything like that?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Okay. I just want to see what we have over here before we move on.
Okay.
14.
So as you're listening on it, you don't hear much at first, but as you listen to it a little bit longer, you start to pick up that hum that you now recognize as an altar is lying on the other side of this door. And as you're listening, you start to back away, but then you hear what sounds like a voice, and it's hard to pick out exactly what that voice is saying. It seems like a conversation is going on, but you only hear one voice going. You catch up, random words in here, pieces of sentences, but you can't really tell exactly what's going on the other side.
Okay. So with that, I'll just make my way back out here, kind of closing the gate behind me and telling everybody, I did hear something on the other side. It sounds a lot like another one of these platforms. So I don't believe we are completely out of the clear just yet. Or into the clear just yet.
I didn't expect to be.
So, I suppose we can take a look at the eastern door and figure out what we're gonna do next. And seeing Berwyn's already heading off in that direction, I'll kind of motion to everybody to come on over here.
Peace. I'm out.
See ya.
Got doors to investigate.
Yeah, we got lots of doors.
Oh, I'll let them investigate it.
Let the professionals do it. It's fine.
All right. One of y'all roll with advantage. Don't all jump up at it at once.
Whoops.
So we'll just go with the first one. Much the same. Well-made doors made of stone. Don't see a pull bar on this one, so you'd have to push the door open. But seems to be open. You don't see any traps on it. Don't hear anything.
Well, based on everything I've seen so far, I'm just gonna push it open.
Okay. You see another white gate before you.
Rest.
Alright, Berwyn, how was your theory holding
What
up?
is this?
I
There's
mean,
so
it's
many
another white
things
gate,
everywhere.
which
So if
probably
I-
means these two places aren't connected.
So if I walk up to this one with the glyph key I have, which I don't remember what it goes to.
It's one you got from one of the guys in here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much the same as Markinor. As you approach this gate, you feel the magic within this glyph key radiating towards the gate, knowing that you'll be able to unlock it if you so choose to do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna unlock it.
And much like before, see another set of doors before you.
Alright, I'm gonna investigate those doors.
Okay. Much the same, well crafted. Have to push them open. Don't see any traps. As you're listening to the other side of the door, you hear almost kind of closely compared to what you've run into before, the hum of another altar. Seems to be just outside this door on the other side of it, but you don't hear anything else.
Okay.
There really are hundreds of these.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna go back and relay the same information to the party, but say I didn't hear any voices or anything like that, just an altar.
Okay. You can't make a meat shield army out of 5 guys.
Well, you can, it's just not a good meat shield.
Alright, so which direction are we headed then?
Well, I mean, we're right here anyways.
So you wanna go to this one? To the east?
Yeah, it sounds like a good
Alright.
idea. Just go there.
Move back up to the door and push it open.
All right. So as you push this heavy set of double doors open,
Oh, cool.
you see that the walls of this hexagonal hall of gleaming gray marble shudder occasionally, almost like they're moving. To the northeast, to the northeast. Oh yeah, to the northeast, you see a black gate, far on the other side of the room. In between you and it, though, you see several creatures, and as the doors opened with no pomp and circumstance, what appears to be another red wizard of Thay turns towards you, and you see her head kind of tilting to the side, and you hear the kind of voice coming out of her. She says, you do not look like other Thayans, so you must be intruders then. I don't know how you got down here, but we will rectify that shortly. And I'll need everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh,
Yay.
shit. I don't wanna.
Well, too late.
I just want to say, sorry, wrong room, closed doors.
Just burst into rooms. Yeah, no, this is fine. We're not
That's what we
gonna
do.
worry about sneaking or anything like that. Who needs to do that? Okay. Getting all of my character sheets here. 1 second.
I'm just trying to make sure you have to open as many character sheets as possible.
I mean, you're doing a pretty good job so far.
This
Up to
is
4
rough.
now.
So,
This
while
looks
this
rough.
is going on, I'm going to go through the other white gate and go through that door. With even more character sheets.
It would
Yeah,
be.
split the party. That'll be good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put
I'm
more
sorry.
character sheets.
Nothing bad could possibly happen by you doing so. Oh, why are you hidden?
Mm.
Oh, because it's one I haven't done in a while. There's the other one. This dude. Nope,
Oh,
they're also
no.
hidden. Oh, shit.
Oh,
yes.
great, it's sentient.
Because,
Perfect.
you know, jellies weren't already bad enough. Just make them sentient instead.
Just make them sentient. No big deal, right?
It's fine.
Not the first jelly I've come across.
Giggity? No, not Giggity.
Jelly mate.
And this guy. Okay. Think I got everything?
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good job, Markinor.
How is this my fault?
No!
I think it was praising
Oh.
your initiative roll.
Oh, I was like, wait,
Look
how
at
is
us.
this my fault? I know,
Look
right?
at us up there, man.
Look at those
I don't
numbers.
know what to do.
I
Oh,
really
my-
don't know what to do.
So, as you see an altar down to your right, below you, as you quickly look down there, it seems like a drow is actually floating here, a male.
Kill it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we have nothing against her house or anything. You see these 2 large, slimy-looking geolotic monsters beginning to ooze their way towards you. You see 2 smaller ones that are gray in coloration doing the same. You see another undead creature standing there, kind of walking in front of them, seeming to lead them. And then once again, the female Thayan that spoke to you. Erwin, you're the first to react.
Okay. I guess stab in the room. Quickly. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say, okay. Well, I'm gonna focus for a second and cast Tidal Wave.
Okay, so as you move out into the room, these walls that seem to kind of shuddering and you see they're slick with condensation and such.
Oh, no.
You start to reach back to cast a spell, and one of the wall behind you lunges out to attack you.
Oh, no.
This kind of slimy appendage reaches right next to you as you kind of see it striking out towards you, but it
Oh.
misses.
You missed.
Okay. Proceed as you would.
Stupid walls attacking me. So it's 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall. So 10 feet wide, like right here.
Well,
Or
2
right
squares would
here.
be 10 feet,
Yeah,
yeah.
these two, and it's gonna go that way. So it's gonna hit all these squares.
Okay.
And I'll roll it for you. There's a find it a billion axe.
Is that what it's hitting?
Oh, that spell is definitely worked. Yes, second.
Okay, yeah, so it'll be hitting
Why
those
are
two
all
guys.
these work?
I would imagine just meta, he would probably put it there just to hit 3
Yeah,
instead of 2.
probably. That would be my guess, too.
Where?
Right there.
That would essentially be the square.
Yeah, that's what I said. Sorry
Okay.
if I didn't explain that well enough.
Alright.
Cool.
So they gotta do dex saves against your DC.
Yes.
Alright, so this guy first.
It's not in roll 20.
is gonna
Awesome.
fail.
That's good, man.
White just gotta make a save. He's gonna pass, and Gray Ooze will have to make a save. He's gonna fail. So go ahead and roll me
I will-
48.
48. Are
Okay. Do.
Is that an action? Yes. Okay.
This guy takes half as much because he saved, and this guy takes the full brunt of it. Okay. Alright, anything else?
yes. That over here. Finish my movement, and that's it.
Alrighty. So as Berwin charged in the room, once again, the room, the walls, as he kind of stands and stops to cast a spell, the wall lunges out trying to hit him but misses. He continues with his spell, and all the condensation of the room kind of coalesces instantly into this huge wave that sweeps across the floor as the water impacts into these 3 creatures, and then spreads all around the room before kind of dissipating to nothing. You see the Thayan get knocked off of her feet down to the ground. You see the undead behind her, brunt against the attack, kind of bracing himself against it, and is able to keep standing. You see the ooze at the back is hit by the full brunt of it, but as it's swayed backwards, you see it's still, standing, quote unquote.
Wiggling.
Yeah, kind of wiggly. It doesn't seem like it's able to be knocked prone in its amorphous form. All right,
Jello.
Markador.
Yeah, I'm guess I'm gonna just try doing this then. To here.
All right, as you enter the room and get about there, the wall reaches out and tries to hit you as well.
Okay.
It's gonna just barely miss,
Just-
clinking off the side of your armor, not hitting you completely.
Kind of bouncing like right off the armor itself. Kind of chuckle a little bit, and then I cast. Oh, I don't want to do it at 3rd level. I want to do it at 4th level. Hold on. I forgot to click it. So yeah, this one here is going to be affected by it.
Okay.
15.
She fails.
Okay. So she takes 13 radiant damage. And just so I'm clear, I want to make sure that the drow down here to the south is not affected by this, along with the rest of the party.
Yeah, you actually see your spirit guardians moving down in that area, and as they get up next to the runes surrounding it, they kind of buffer against that magic that's surrounding it, almost like they can't easily enter inside of it.
Okay, good. So yeah, the Thayan takes 13 radiant damage, and I think that's going to be my turn. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So as Markiner charges forward, just barely dodging as this, kind of elongated oozy-like tendril reaches out and tries to hit him. He runs forward, and these kind of fey creatures, angelic-looking creatures, begin to surround him again. All around him, buffeting into this Thayan that's laying prone on the ground, as she kind of grunts in pain as they buffer into her, causing her to take some radiant damage. That being said, our music stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
We can fix this. Let's scroll down a bit and do something new.
Yeah.
That one picks up. Do. Life of a DM, just multitasking like a sun gun. All right.
Hey, back to work.
This guy is going to do a thing. Is this the right one? Yes, okay. Too many character sheets. So it's just going to start sliming forward towards you, heedless of the spirit guardians.
Okay.
So it's going to do its wisdom save. Going to fail pretty epically.
14.
Okay. It just muscles its way on through and lunges out towards you.
Okay.
21.
Yeah, it hits.
As it lands, it hits you, and you get buffered back by 8 bludgeoning damage, but then you see some acid begin to leak down onto your skin, doing another 3 damage.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Go away.
This guy, seeing that stuff going on, is going to take a couple steps down and pull out his longbow, shooting twice. One for Markinor, one for Berwyn. Markinor and Berwyn. I think both of those miss.
Yeah.
Here.
Alright, so as these 2 arrows fly across the room, you're able to easily dodge them. That being said, this guy's going to also slime up on forward. He's going to stop just outside of the Spirit Guardians because he can't quite get to you yet. And Alien.
Yay. Seeing this target laying down kind of in front of me here, I'm gonna use my bonus action to put a hunter's mark on it.
Onto which one?
The transmuter.
Okay.
This guy laying down. Then I'm gonna pull out my bow, which doesn't get enough use, and fire a few shots.
Prone at range is disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Shots at a prone target is disadvantage from range.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just roll 3 more times and just kind of do the same thing there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If you attack with a melee, you have advantage, but
So
not
20,
that it
22, and
matters.
18. Yeah.
yeah, they all hit.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10, 22, 24, 26.
So 36.
36.
Yeah.
Definitely more than
Yeah.
26.
My math is not working tonight.
Yeah, 36. Alright.
Plus, is it a humanoid?
Yes.
Stan, yeah.
So plus 12. So
Yeah.
48.
Man, okay. She did.
Oh.
She had witty retorts she was going to use. Not anymore.
Not now.
Haha, get wrecked.
Okay. Anything
had
else?
something for this.
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So you fire off these 3 arrows. Even with the prone target, it just does not even really impose a disadvantage on you. And you hit her 3 times with the arrows. The last one kind of seeping deep into her neck as she starts to raise her head towards you. And the lights in her eyes just go out, and she is super dead.
Super dead.
Kaylin.
All right, seeing that transmuter just get completely destroyed, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at, focus on this one here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Bring out your dead.
Oh, that sucked.
Ew.
So 4 damage.
4.
Anything else?
No.
All
I'm
right.
getting attacked by the random walls.
Okay. So as you step forward, kind of raising your hands up, this distant bell kind of tolls off. And as it does so, you see this jelly kind of shuddering from the damage, and it takes a big old 4 necrotic damage.
I just want to make that jelly wiggle.
Yep, you did it. So this guy's going to move his max. And this guy's going to move his max. Down here. And that's their turns. She's dead. Berwin.
I'm not moving. I'm glancing over back at the wall. Kind of weird. And I'm going to throw a little bit of fire at this guy.
Wiggle, jelly, wiggle.
Okay, so as you glance at the wall, it lunges out trying to attack you again.
Ah, dang it!
14 misses.
So with that, like, as it comes for me in a duck, still horribly confused, so I take another step forward
Okay.
and then throw the fire at it.
Okay.
Trying to figure out how to get this thing to stop attacking me.
Stay out of the room.
19?
19. Yeah, definitely hits.
9.
Okay. Okay.
Have fun with that, Markinor.
All right. So, as Berwin pulls this little ball of fire out, throws it forward, it hits in the side of this jelly. It kind of recoils from the impact of it. Some of its flesh burning away, but it's definitely still standing. Markinor.
Oh, well, at least it's not a giant jelly. No. Jelly
So,
fire.
hearing Berwin say "have fun with that," Markinor just kind of chuckles and immediately kind of dashes forward, engulfing almost everything here in the circle. So new jelly here, and these guys here in the corner will have to save against 16 wisdom. This ability so much. It is my favorite thing ever.
Character sheets not loading. There they go. Okay. All right. So big boy. Wisdom save fails. White boy fails. Ooze boy also fails.
All of them take 20 radiant damage from the Spirit Guardians.
Okay. That ooze is dead. That guy's dead. Not dead.
Added.
That guy's not dead. Okay.
Yeah, and then for my primary action, I'm going to cast Word of Radiance. Both of the 2 big jellies need to con save.
Okay.
One succeeds. The other one takes 6 radiant damage from that spell as well.
Okay. One behind you takes 6.
Okay. And that is going to be my turn.
All right. So once again, these angelic creatures kind of buffering off the torrent of magic down here at the well, but otherwise going around and hitting everything around them, taking out one of the oozes that had already been slammed by a major attack, doing damage to the other two, or the ooze and the white. And then this word of radiance's power, resonating from Markinor's voice, damages the one behind him that is already pretty heavily beaten up.
Yeah.
But both of them still standing. This one got a wisdom save. Fail.
18.
And it's dead.
Yes.
That is such a broken spell.
Oh.
Oh, that's even.
He's gonna fail.
Yeah. So 22.
All right. He's dead. Or just all right. I'll be adjusting things. Okay. Just killing everything with a
Hard
diffuse
mode activated.
pretty much. All right. This guy also gonna wisdom save. Probably gonna fail. Yeah.
Yeah. 18.
All right. It's still standing though, so it's gonna
Yay.
try to attack you.
Yay.
Probably gonna miss. Nope. It
Oh, it hits.
Yay.
Yay.
Damage. All right. Aleon.
I'll use my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to that jelly
Okay.
and shoot another couple of shots at it.
All right. Both will hit. Not hard to hit these things at all. And you did more than 7 damage. It's dead.
Oh,
Yay.
yay.
All right. Anything else?
Havoc's like, I was so terrified of this room.
No, I'm done.
All right. So just to narrate the last 2 turns, all these creatures just falling as these angelic creatures just slamming into them as they try to move towards Markinor. Aleon fires off quick shots with his bow, sinking into what was left of this creature as most of its form and kind of torn away from it, slaying it as well. There's only one little baby ooze left in the room. Kaylin?
Baby ooze is over here, right?
Party
No.
pet.
No.
Party pet.
It is
Um,
up here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. It was hiding behind stuff. No wonder I couldn't see it.
Yeah, so B Terry, we
Just
got in here a little fearful of what
both
we
hit.
were about to face, and then
And it's dead.
I cast Spirit
goodness.
Guardians and make everything okay again, because everything just dies from
Shit
Spirit
doesn't have
Guardians.
resistance. It's completely boned by y'all. All right. As Kaylin, still standing outside of the room, raises her hands off, sending 2 more Eldritch Blasts into the room, flying right next to Markinor as they do so, but pinpoint shots run right into this gray ooze, sinking and just blowing out 2 giant holes through it. You see the rest of its form kind of shudder for a moment before it just slimes down into the floor, and dissipates away as this creature is destroyed. Everything's dead.
Oh, that was fast.
That's what she said.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, she's dead, so.
I'm guessing this is one of the black portals that we've been seeing, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good, because we needed one.
I quickly moved to the center of the room, away from the wall.
As you start running away from the wall, it reaches out trying to attack you again.
Get away from me!
Misses again.
Alright, the stuff continues until you get rid of the thing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Kinda motion back to Kaylin and Aelion and say, you know, I watch the walls. They like to attack people.
Walls are trying to touch me. Highly discomforting.
Can
So,
I
yeah.
disengage out of combat?
Could take the evasion.
Right.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I mean,
Asian
you
is
could try
what
to
you-
sprint through in such a way that you impose disadvantage.
Yeah. I'll just try and.
I mean, you know it's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Seen
So
me
then
almost get whacked like 4 times now.
rush through the
Wall.
door real quick. Since I know these walls are gonna attack.
Serpentine.
Right. Duck, dive, then dodge. There's something else in there.
Dive, dodge, duck, dodge, dick. I don't know.
I'm gonna use the last 10 points of lay on hands that I have. Fill myself up a little bit.
Okay.
Laying hands on yourself.
Mhm.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I motion trying to get Kaylin to join us inside the room, and then seeing or hearing the runes to the northeast there, I kind of look over to Berwin and say, perhaps we're not going to have to deal with these other two for very much longer.
One of them's been quite pleasant.
He has.
As he's saying that, Kaylin, you hear footsteps coming up behind you as the two people that you saved walk up. Be like, "Is everything okay?"
Don't come in here.
Yes, stay there.
Don't come in here yet.
Okay.
These walls are trying to touch me.
I mean, perhaps that one would enjoy it.
As you say that, you see Irisoth poking her head out and saying, "Oh, what do you mean by touch you?"
Can I shove her in?
If you want to, go ahead.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill her.
Make a strength check.
Oh.
You try to shove her, and she shoves you back, and you get moved into the room instead of her.
Yeah, whatever.
And the wall tries to attack you. And it misses.
Yeah, I'll just bookie on
See that? That's what I'm talking about.
As Kaylin books it inside the room, you just hear Irisoth laughing. Cheeky little drow, aren't you? You just do your thing. I'll just be out here.
Walls are touchy, comfortable. I cast guidance on Caitlin.
Oh, yeah, just a second.
Offer my assistance to Aelion. Kind of motion around and, point out the runes around the outside, or the glyphs around the outside edges of this.
Alien, don't do it, please.
I haven't had the best luck.
Do it.
But before I do anything else, I just cast prestidigitation behind Elsaroth and make it smell like a fart in that hallway.
As you do that, you see after a moment or so, Irisoth's face kind of contorts and looks a little bit disgusted, and she turns around towards Kieran. Hey, you be cutting the cheese in this hallway. It's too small for us. Go over there. Kieran just looks abashed. I would never. I don't know what are you talking about?
That went perfectly to plan.
Bicker.
Wow.
Charisma check. Nailed it.
Charisma.
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 Alright, let's start. I have guidance, correct? I do
Yes.
remember hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't need it.
Not yet.
Scratching one off, no big deal.
Okay. Slide over this way so I don't get attacked by the wall again, because I don't know how far out that can go.
It goes way too far.
Got it.
That much I
Alright,
can
number
tell you.
2. Got that one.
Wow.
Yep, that one's done.
Mm-hmm.
Just slide around and. Okay. There we go.
The wall tries to attack you.
The wall hits
It
me.
hits you, and you take
Wow.
16 damage from it.
Holy
Damn.
crap.
It catches you across your back as you're trying to etch away at this.
Took beefy long.
Galen takes a whole 1 damage like normal. Does 10 hit points. Okay, and number 3.
Nailed it. So as the last rune is scratched away, once again, the swirling energy all around this altar slowly dissipates and then vanishes completely. Kaylin getting the feel, though she didn't use detect magic this time, that the energy was being directed probably up to this black gate here, and the trail of it going away as that happens. You see this male drow slowly begin to sink to the floor, laying down prone, not moving a whole lot, just kind of shallowly breathing as he rests on the floor after the magic dissipates.
I wouldn't trust this one at all.
I mean, I don't trust you half the time.
I wouldn't trust me either, but
You tried to kill us already once.
ooh, I could do that again.
No.
I got a heart right now, though. But yeah.
So as you're all discussing amongst yourself, you see this drow beginning to kind of move and rustle as he begins to wake up, and once again his eyes kind of bleary and such. He starts to sit up and look around and sees the oozes and the dead Thayan and then all of you around you. He says, I was captured then, even though I tried to flee. And with that, you see him not even really paying attention to all of you as he starts to stand up. He looks around. Says, I've failed him. I've failed my lord. And with that, you see him looking down at his hands just in disgust as he looks at himself. He says, there is no penance for Galandar, but death. And with that, you see his hands begin to glow with this like acidic power. And with that, he thrusts it at his own chest. And as he does so, you see acid just eating away as he begins to scream in pain and agony as his chest is eaten away by his own spell. And then he falls lifeless to the floor. A pulse of necrotic energy fills the room and pulses away from his body, passing through all of you harmlessly. But as it reaches the chambers through this hexagonal chamber, hitting the walls, you see the walls shudder. And you see the slime that kind of has been covering them begins to coalesce towards the center of each of the walls. And you see new friends that you need to play with now. Everybody roll for initiative.
Well, that happened.
Well,
Oh, shit. What did I just do? There we go.
And Markinor's back to normal Markinor initiative rolls.
Yay.
Can we take a couple minute break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of just flowed into more combat. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take a 5-minute
Yeah.
break for this combat
Yay.
starts.
Yay.
Not very over anywhere. All right. Yeah, so 5 minutes, and
Cool.
we'll see how this combat goes.
Okay. I will be back.
Oh.
I'm gonna go take a short break here and kind of
Solid
get ready
bodies.
for the last hour of our session. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Glad to have you here. We're gonna take our short break, come back,
I'll be right back.
try to wrap up combat in this room, even though we've activated hard mode, which is fine. That's fine. But yeah, stick around. Don't go anywhere. I want to see all of you still in chat whenever I get back. All right, we are back. I think everybody is here. Good to go here.
I mean, kinda.
Wait, the clock. The clock is gone, man. Oh, that spell looks fun.
I'd like to wild shape into a killer whale.
Just flail.
Flop, 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 flop.
Alright, just about to get up and started here. I think we're just waiting on the last couple to get here and rejoin us. We should be up and running in just a second.
Trying not to sneeze.
How much time's passed?
Since cast that spell, more than a minute.
Since we exited combat.
That whole exchange with this dude committing seppuku, couple minutes.
Is it more than 10 minutes?
I can't think of a good reason to say yes. It's been more than 10 minutes, so nope, it hasn't been more than 10 minutes.
I'm here.
Damn it!
Perfect. Rip oozes.
Rip oozes. Quick,
Okay, I'm
huddle
sorry, I hit
around
all
me.
those rolls.
God, that is a lot of oozes.
Yeah. That's why I was very specific about how long it has been.
This is fine. This is fine.
This is fine.
This is fine. 1 second before we start.
No!
Starts adding more NPCs.
Oh, he's just giving him more health.
I did say hard mode. This is still as written, so might as well beef it up a little bit. Maybe I'll try.
You activated hard mode.
Pick a few of these.
It's fine. Hard mode's fine. I don't mind hard mode.
This is fine. No
This
big
is
deal.
fine.
It's fine.
This is fine.
Okay, this is fine.
This is fine.
All right, everybody back.
Yeah.
Max back.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, dope. Okay, so as this necrotic energy explodes out of this drow that just killed himself with his own spell, you see the walls that are now obviously were oozes that were just attached themselves and spread out amongst the walls, solidify, and they all begin moving towards you. Kaylin, you're the first to react.
All right. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. No
Go
problem.
over here by
It's fine.
Marknor,
This is fine.
a little further away. Whoops. And then gonna cast 2 Eldritch Blasts at this one right here.
Um,
Ooh. I don't know why that was 3, but that's okay.
so the first one will hit. Go ahead and roll damage for it, and then I'll be at 100. Okay.
Yeah, I have some ideas if things get out of hand. We'll see. We will see.
I don't see the spell one very often.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun. They're especially fun when the person, incaps themselves from the damage.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as you fire off the first Eldritch Blast, the source of the air impacting into one of these oozes, kind of flowing off the wall and beginning to move towards you. You see, at least half of it's just blown away from the attack as you push your palm forward for the second one. Unfortunately, the spell fires off to the side, kind of fizzling out before it even impacts anything. You kind of feel like maybe your spell work is failing you for some reason. You have disadvantage on any spell attacks, and enemies have advantage on against your spell saving throws until the end of your next turn. So make certain you do anything with disadvantage. Alrighty, Aelion.
Just get better.
Still have Hunter's Mark up, right?
Just better.
How long does that last?
That's all it
An hour?
takes.
Oh yeah, way less than an hour. Yeah.
I figured. Alright, well, I'll use my bonus action to move it to this guy.
Okay.
Fire an arrow. Or a couple arrows as well.
Oh, D100 for your first
Ouch.
attack.
That is
It's the
unfortunate.
first one I've missed.
You hate to see it happen.
That's a good with that one.
Right.
All right. Okay, so this is gonna fuck up your second attack, unfortunately. So oh wait, no, that's right. Okay, yeah. So as you reach back into your quiver to grab an arrow out, you quickly pull it out, and as you do so, you hear clanking. And as you kind of turn around to look at what it was, you see your arrows have kind of grabbed onto the one that you pulled onto and dislodged themselves. You will have to take an action to organize your ammunition in the case before you make another ranged attack.
Yay.
I'll put my bow away and pull out my swords.
All right. See, well, that's not worth it.
Never mind.
All right. So obviously the first attack did not hit. So moving anywhere?
Take a step back.
Okay. Staying within this ring of angelic creatures going all around Markinor. Berwyn.
Yeah. Those are close. Perfect. I'll throw some fire at the one to the south.
Okay. Yeah, 28 hits. And 10, okay.
And then step closer to Markinor.
So everybody having the right idea to start gathering around Markinor as you find yourself completely surrounded. Aelion not able to get an attack off. Berwyn quickly throws a ball of fire out at this ooze. You see it kind of glance off of this ooze as it seems to not even care about fire damage. Not doing a whole lot to it, but doing a little bit of damage. You see some of its pale kind of gray form is singed.
Fire's not too effective, guys.
That being said, here we go.
Yay.
5, 10. It's going to move in 15 and 20.
And zappy zap.
These guys are real good at wisdom saves. Ha
22.
Okay, it's damn near dead.
Things aren't too intelligent either, are they?
Nope.
No.
It charged in and it dashed to do so. So it can't even attack. It's just being.
Yay.
All right. And the dash. 5, 10, 50. Oh, shit. 5, 10, 15. Damn, I had to dash to even get there. All right.
Yay.
Hey, 18.
Wow.
Okay, half damage. So 17, so 8.
Okay. It's still standing. continuing on down the order here. 5, 10, 15, 20. Just moving on. Slithering towards you. 5, 10, 15, 20. It fails.
22.
Okay. Still barely standing once again. 2 of those guys are going to live next turn. This guy. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, he's dead. Marketor's turn.
Yay! Can I just watch? I like
Yeah.
watching. I'm just gonna take the Warhammer and just try to bash the one directly to my west.
Okay.
I say try because
24
that -3. 6 bludgeoning damage. Yay! No, I think it's it. And your mic's really far away, by the way.
Nah, I was sitting back for a second.
Oh, okay.
Stretch my back.
Gotcha.
My back hurts.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so that one dies.
Mine too, surprisingly. Mine's from carrying this combat.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, that's cold, man.
The shade coming out of the paladin. 5, 10, 20. Mr. 0 initiative and Mr. -1 initiative. 20. And he's gonna get it close. 20. And another wisdom save. Hey, 16. He meets. He beats.
What is that? 23. So 11.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the oozes are sliming. They are oozing their way closer.
Ooh.
Kaylin, your turn.
What to do?
Have I told you guys how much I love Spirit Guardians?
This one not
Because I
good.
love Spirit Guardians.
Just kidding. Hold up.
Just kidding.
I didn't
just
add
kidding.
the other ones.
Oh, the new ones that haven't. Yeah.
Plural.
The ones that you added to actually make us it a challenge. The hard mode. One.
All they're gonna do is move. So
Challenge.
5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 10, 15. He's gonna stay out just so we don't have to do our wisdom save. All right. Descending. Kaylin's up. Okay, cool.
Okay. I'm just gonna pat Markinor in the back and say, "Good job carrying us," and use an action to regain a spell slot for Route of the Pathkeeper.
Okay. Been a while since you used that. All right. So Kaylin feels her magical energy being channeled out of the water, out of the rod that she carries with her, beefing it up a bit and giving her spell slot. Aelion.
This one that gave me trouble before. Gonna stab first.
To which one?
The one with the hunter's mark.
Oh, okay. 25 definitely hits.
17.
Nope, no resistances. He's dead.
Okay. Move to the one right to my north. Stab him as well.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Dead.
Nope.
Mhm.
Dead.
He had 2 HP.
Oh, well. And then Shatter Spike the remaining guy next to me.
16 hits.
Just like trying to smack him away from me. Just, like slice at him.
Go away.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. So as you bring your rapier around, you drive it kind of in the center mass, kind of blowing holes inside these 2 to your west and north, able to just completely blow them away for the most part. And as you bring Shatter Spike around, you cleave through it, feeling definite hit. You actually see Shatter Spike kind of burning with the acidic touch of these oozes, just kind of oozing off the side of the blade, not doing anything to it. But the last one is still standing. Erwin.
Yes. What do I do? I can talk to him. I don't know well.
I can talk to them.
I don't really have any other good ideas, so more fire on this one than it does look.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. Oh, a lot. 12?
12 hits.
14.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. So as you throw out this another ball of fire, once again it hits it and kind of glances off of it, not doing a whole lot of damage, but you do feel that it's doing something to this creature as you see some of its ooze kind of burn away from it, just not nearly as much as you thought would by the size of your fireball. Performance issues, if nothing else. Well, this guy is gonna move in, make a wisdom save, hopefully not die.
Hey,
Oh,
wisdom
shit.
save. He didn't save, so
No,
we'll see.
He did.
17.
17. Okay,
Oh,
he's still alive. He's going after Kaylin. He's gonna roll an 8. He's gonna miss.
Yep.
All right, this guy's gonna
Yikes.
retort at. Oh well, wisdom save first. Fail. Can you do more than 10 damage? I think you can.
Oh, that's for me. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep my character
Yep.
sheet open. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He's dead. He's not. 5, 10, 15, 20. Moves up next to Berwin. Shit. There we go.
21.
Still standing.
Protection, fighting style.
It can't attack, so.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was going to attack Berlin.
It wants to, real bad.
Wants to.
15, 20, moving up to Kaylin. Still
Same.
can't attack. Fucking 1.
19.
Still standing. Can't attack though. Dead. Did I just do that last one? Yeah, I did. This one's dead. This one's not. 10, 15. It's gonna stop there. Alright, Markinor.
Okay. Since it stopped. I'm going to go ahead and pick up those other 2. So 24? Yeah, 24 on those 2.
Still alive. This one is not.
And then as I'm kind of passing through, grabbing onto the Warhammer, I'm going to swipe at the one to my south.
Okay.
It's going to miss for 9.
9 hits.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Very slow and
Okay.
easy creatures.
For 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, it's still standing.
Okay.
Somehow.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Is this one alive? Nope. How about this one? Yep. 5. Jesus. One's gonna move right next to Markinor. Mm-hmm.
21.
Mm-hmm. Still alive, barely. Where's this guy? He's up here. 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20. Also up next to Markinor.
Okay.
Eh.
13.
15.
That went super low.
And Mr. -1 hero is dead. Alright. Kaylin.
Killed the -1.
Yep. Murdered him.
Damn.
Oh wow. Could have been party pet.
All of this destruction.
He was the slow one of the group, so maybe.
Okay. So the one to my direct east, this one here, Just gonna cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Because you like making wisdom saves.
Mm-hmm.
And necrotic.
It's dead.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Alien.
Move up here. Swing at this one on my east, or that's the opposite way, west.
Okay.
Just one at a time.
It's dead.
one to myself.
It had 1 HP. There's literally no way you couldn't kill it. Hit. Is that south or east?
That was south.
South. Okay. It's still standing.
And hopefully finish it off here.
Hit.
Hey.
Yep.
Hey.
He's dead.
And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, y'all are just owning everything. I'm not going to narrate every single one of these stupid things' deaths. Berwin.
Yep. It's been highly effective. So, like that Pokemon, it it's just in the
It's super effective.
horrible matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you throwing to that?
This one.
Okay. It hits it. Once again, glances off. Not doing a whole lot, but, you hit it.
I just gotta chip away, guys.
All right.
Chip damage.
Dead. Wait, I said dead, damn it. Dead. Dead. Alive.
Hey! Not dead yet.
16.
Two. Which one is it? Oh, I can barely see it.
Far north.
It's dead. Marganar.
Okay. I'm gonna smack the one to my east with the Warhammer.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's dead.
It's dead.
There's one guy left.
Yeah, and that's all I can do on my turn.
Okay. This one's dead. There's one alive. Shit. He has no HP. Come on, wisdom save! Damn it! That is dead. All right. You make some fucking caster sentient oozes with counterspell.
Who's this one counters? Oh. I'm not sure I've heard of something scarier.
Oh, that would be amazing. All of them have counterspell stored inside. All right. So, as you were just swarmed by these oozes, somewhat comical fight broke out, and you murdered them all as they tried to rush towards you. Unfortunately, all of them just being completely decimated by the spirit guardians summoned by Markinor. Just unable to do anything against wisdom saving throws. Easy encounter. All right, so as you look around the room, you now see that the stone walls actually appear to be actual stone now, albeit a little bit, kind of pitted and such, where obviously these gray oozes were hanging and kind of eating into the walls with their acidic nature. But once again, you see the altar is now dissipated. This drow with its chest just kind of mostly gone from the acid arrow it shot into itself. You see a black gate to the northeast. You see Kieran and Irisoth off to the west, kind of hesitantly moving into the room, looking around, trying to make sure everything is gone. What do y'all want to do?
I'm gonna kind of look back to everybody else and say, well, now's as good a time as any to get rid of these two and get them to safety. And then perhaps we can overload this portal and try to disable some of these.
was that? Are we in the correct area to overload the portal?
So he explained that the essence from this individual was going to that portal. So I'm guessing yes.
No.
No? Oh.
No. The
okay.
way it was explained before is that between the runes and what you've learned up to this point is that the energy is being transported through these portals.
Right.
It's going somewhere else. Somewhere that you can't get to. You were able to figure out, once again, with these kind of instructions that were on these pillars all around the altars, that other gates, all the gates are interconnected in one way or another.
Mhm.
That's why you can use them to transport from one place to another if you have correctly attuned glyph key. So you could literally, if you had a place, you could take this black gate back to the abyssal prisons if you wanted to, because all of them are connected. You know that since these are tuned specifically to take this energy in, they're not the ones that you need to disable. You need to do the ones in the other areas.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like the abyssal prison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, maybe. You know that some of them have to be disabled. You don't know how many. You don't know if all of them or some of them or half of them. You have no idea. Maybe somebody would have had that information, but everybody you've come to contact with is dead. So,
So we do.
And not very
Doubt
talkative.
that.
Super not talkative.
most of you.
Okay, well, knowing that we can use the portal to get the others out and speak with Sarana, I'll start motioning for the other two to kind of come over here and kind of make my way over towards the portal.
Okay. They kind of follow along, taking your lead. Irisoth being very laissez-faire about it, not really caring, kind of looking at everything and very sarcastically telling you, "Hey, good job! You did a good job." Kieran looking very bashful about everything, actually taking a wide berth around all the bodies and such as he follows. But they follow your lead, and if you open the black gate,
Slime.
yeah, they're gonna willingly go through it.
Yep. So yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll walk over and activate the gate and allow them to pass through.
Okay. So after a few moments, the swirling black energy kind of dissipates enough for you to allow somebody to step on top of the runes carved into the ground with this black stonework. And first, Kieran makes his way, obviously eager to get out of this place, moves forward, and Irisoth actually grabs him and yanks him back and then runs into the portal, vanishing.
I'd like to step through just so I could speak to Sarana and explain that we're trying to release them and get them out of here. They were held captive, and kind of explain the situation to her.
Okay. NPCs. All right. So as you step through, once again, you find yourself in the gatehouse. This kind of dark marbled-ish room full of just transportation circles all around you. You see Kieran and Isaroth obviously talking to somebody, you assume Sarana, though you can't see her figure because she's not speaking directly to you. And with that, they both wander over to one of the other portals and then vanish as she transports them to safety.
Okay.
As that series of events concludes, her face appears before you again. She kind of asks in a bit of a quiet tone, kind of looking over you and such. You see her eyes kind of searching. She says, "Well, how are you feeling, Markinor?"
Not well. To be honest, all of this has been a bit taxing on me.
I can only imagine. It's hard work going in there. I can assure you that what you're doing is for a good cause, though.
Yes, but I just can't shake the cobwebs. I can't get out of this haze that I feel like I'm in, and It's unfortunate. I don't feel I'm fully capable of doing everything that I should be able to do just yet.
With that, you see kind of a understanding nod as she looks at you once again. Says, coming back from death is a trying experience. You're back in your body, and that was the hardest part. It will take some time for you to acclimate back to it. You did spend some time in somewhere else. It has some lasting effects, but a few good rests, you should be alright.
You kind of nod. Yes, I just hope that it comes sooner rather than later is all. Kind of thank her and say, I appreciate you sending the two that we have rescued to safety. While I don't believe in what the one believed, I would much rather see them free and able to make their own choices. I don't believe that Daeans here should be the judge of their lives and dictate whether they stay alive or die here in these chambers.
With that, she nods. She says, well, we will take care of them as best we can, but they will be questioned before anything else. They've been sent to some of my associates to see if they know anything and verify that they are not spies being used and saved by you to inform the Thaans, the Saztem group of what we're doing. But if they are on the up and up, as it were, everything should be fine.
Kind of nod and say, well, I suppose that is all for now. I appreciate it again that you give them an opportunity to return.
With that, she nods. What's word? What have you been up to since you last parted? It's been some hours since I last saw you.
Kind of, feeling the effects of the strength that's been kind of taken from my body. I kind of shake my head and say, we've ran into these altars that they're draining the life force of these individuals. I'm not sure their entire purpose, but I can only assume that it's for Saztem.
That she nods. Yes, that would make sense. Hopefully we can get some information out of those two that you brought back, and maybe I'll have some information for you when you return next. But until then, stay safe out there.
And kind of nod and bow my head and slowly turn and start walking back through the portal.
Okay. So as you make your way back to the portal,
thank you for the follow,
once again,
friend.
you find yourself being directed back to the Temples of Extraction via your glyph key, and with that you select it and find yourself a few moments later standing within the black gate in the room with your comrades kind of taking it easy for a few minutes as you were gone. But you're now back in the room. A bunch of dead oozes and shit. What do y'all want to do?
Kind of look at everybody and just kind of shrug and say, I suppose that's taken care of, or what do we want to do now?
There's a door to the south.
Kind of nod and say, suppose we can head there.
Well, or do we want to try and go back to the prisons and see if we can overload those gates?
Do we know for certain that we'll be able to do that?
You know that from the instructions and such, you'll be able to use the black keys to disable the gates elsewhere. So you have the knowledge to do that if necessary.
Okay.
You do know that the power being taken from these people, you've noticed, like I said, based on everything from the 3 people you've met, they're all very devout to whatever deity they serve, with, Kieran being kind of a martyr for such, and not abhorring violence, but not wanting to cause it to others. He would rather take it himself. You know that Irisoth, serving her goddess, that she was a torturer, brought pain, would take pain as it was necessary and then return it tenfold in her role as a torturer. You saw very brief glimpses into who this person served, this drow, in the room that you're currently in, saying that he served Ganador, and that whatever had happened since he was captured, he had failed his god, and it was so grievous of an act that he killed himself over it. So that's one thing you've all noticed between all these things. There's a kind of a theme for these people that have been chosen for these altars.
It's like they're pulling the spiritual essence off of them.
Yes, and it's being directed and taken and put somewhere. And you know that this energy isn't something you find every day. Paladins are not, you don't see the one on every street corner.
Right.
It's not something that comes easily, and that they're being gathered to take their essence. It's being used for something, and kind of get a feeling that maybe it'd be a good idea to stop that from happening anymore. That being said, you do have information for another goal as well, so you have options. Is the big thing.
I'll look to the others and say the choice is yours. We can move around as we need to.
Well, then why don't we see if we can clear out to the south and maybe find a black gate or white gate to take us to a different area.
Because we could take these portals somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we could just, if we're just wanting to go to, if your plan is to go to the prisons, then we can go back into this portal and head that direction, correct?
Yeah, as long as you have the glyph key for it, which you do. So
Yeah, because we've visited through there. Or no, where did we get that from? We got that from
Serrana.
Yeah, Serrana gave you the first one. Yep.
So yeah, why not? Kind of nod in agreement and say, very well, let's do it then. Let's get to it. There's no time to waste. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Step through the portal and head that direction.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing, guys?
Sure.
Yes, no? Yeah, everybody?
Yeah, I'm in for it.
I mean, if nothing else, we'll go in, try to scout it out, figure out everything we need, and then go from there.
Hey, maybe we can see Vampire Dude again.
Maybe.
You just want to see Vampire Dude again.
It was pretty cool.
So yeah, I think that's what we're doing then.
Pretty chill.
Okay, so you are making your way back to the Abyssal Prison.
Yes.
Any particular... Let me do this. You know there were several black gates that you've seen or gone through back there. The ones that you remember, so as you move forward to this black gate, you get the kind of mental images of where you can take this Abyssal Prison's gate key to. And once the map loads, I'll give you more details. Holy crap, please load. There it goes. Okay. So you remember the place that you previously left was just south of where you ran into Tarovar. A room where you ran into a demon that was shackled to the ground and being attacked by a bunch of undead. You remember another one in a room that was full of kind of short-range teleportation circles that were hidden.
Screw that room.
Yeah, not that one. Anyone.
And you remember the room you went into in the first place, where you ran into a vampire
Mm-hmm.
who was overseeing kind of this fighting pit where commoners and a person that you ended up befriending for a while was also there. You see a brief glimpse of a room with just kind of multicolored fire arcing from the floor to the ceiling. Can't really make heads or tails of it, but you know that it is a possible destination.
Not there. That sounds. No.
Yeah, that's what you see as your destination is to go to the Abyssal Prisons.
Vampire room?
It's as good as any place to start.
I remember that black circle room was kind of separated.
Yeah, it's off to the side there. And there was a path to the north as well that we didn't check out.
Yes, there was a white gate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's start there then.
Yeah, let's go there.
Oh,
So I think that's like right where we first started when we got here.
yes.
That location, yeah.
Ah. The old stomping ground.
Doo-doo.
So by the way, hi
Yeah,
everybody.
just in the map.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you're enjoying and having some fun watching us try to fumble our way through this gigantic dungeon. Because it is
Good DM.
crazy big.
Nice DM. Okay. All right. So as you decide to step through this portal, you all kind of line up into it as Markinor uses the original glyph key he was given to transport you all there. Your vision is kind of blinded for a brief moment, and you find yourself standing in a familiar room. And you're all up here.
Hmm.
Dun, dun. Once you're all loaded in, you see the black gate you're currently standing in. As you look around the room, you see scorched and shattered plaster shows faint signs of frescoes that once covered the walls here. A half dozen ruined chandeliers hang from the cracked ceiling. You're standing atop one of the black gates.
Ah. This spot. Seems like we were just here.
Yes, that's because we were.
Oh, you're right.
Gonna peek out around the corner. Any activity in the pit?
As you look over, you do not see any.
Can I step forward? Do I see our vampire friend? Yes.
Yes, you do.
Around the corner.
So as you, holy crap, roll 20. Okay, really slow. As you step out around the corner, you see. What was your name? You see Ism, the vampire, casually just kind of leaning at the room, leaning on the wall rather, kind of looking down at the pit, and he hears you stepping forward in your kind of heavy armor and such, and kind of lazily looks over at you. Says, "Ah, my friends, I see you've returned. What is it you need? Why have you come back here?"
Kind of step forward and say, we're looking for something in the prisons.
With that, he kind of shrugs once again. Says, much like before, I do not have much information outside of this room. I will say, a few people have been looking for you. It seems you've started making a name for yourselves. They asked me some questions, and I told them some things. nothing that would lead him towards you, unless you've for some reason gone south. But I don't think you had. So
Kind of shake my head and say, no, it's... As far as I know, you haven't done anything to lead them in our direction, but we'll keep an eye out for them, that's for sure.
Daddy kind of nods and waves us in. Very well, I will keep sending them if they ask me, though nobody seems to care what I say. They just want me to watch as the livestock fights the fiends, rather. It's very boring.
Yes, I can imagine. Tell me again, what know you of the passage to the north here? And kind of point in the direction of the hallway here.
With that, he kind of looks at it and he says, well, there is a trap right before it. I'm sure you would see it, though, so no worries there. There is one of those white gates that keep me locked in here, unfortunately. What lies beyond it, though, I do not know. I do know that some did talk about needing a key to get through whatever's on the other side, and that only that damned leech had one of those keys.
Kind of look at him and say, which one?
Daddy kind of shrugs. So the only one I know of is Taruvar, that runs this area.
Kind of nod and say, yes, it's very fortunate for us then, because I believe we are now in possession of the key.
As you say that, you see Ism's eyebrow rise. He's quite honestly surprised. He says, oh, met with Taruvar, have you?
Maybe.
Yes, you could say that.
Ah, and you're all alive. It's impressive.
Not quite as impressive as you might believe it to be.
That was impressive.
You say that, he kind of shrugs. He says, I have not parlayed in a fight with him. I like my undead life a little too much to do so. But it is impressive for you all to be among the living after seeing him. Typically, he doesn't have that grace among him.
Only just. And kind of look back to the others and kind of, just point up towards the north and say, I suppose this is where we're going.
I mean, there's also that black gate back there.
That's the one that we came through originally, or the other one that teleported us out.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not here for that though.
We're not?
No, we're not going back where we just came from.
Yeah, but you do know that you need to disable black gates.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I think that's what he's hinting at.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I kind of look back at everybody and just kind of motion them, gonna, follow behind, and we'll try to figure out what to do.
Although it would be nice to know where another black gate is before we start disabling them.
Turn to the vampire and say, what other gates can you tell us of?
Asking Ism.
Yeah.
Once again, he kind of shrugs. He says, once again, I only know of the one here. I would imagine there's more around here, but I am a prisoner as well. I am stuck here in this room.
Well, thank you. Find our way, I suppose. And kind of look back to everybody and say I guess we start there and find our way beyond that. So yeah, I guess that's what we're doing then. Disable that black gate and then go north.
Sure.
Hello?
Yeah.
already
Stupid mute
activated.
button. Either that or go to the north, find a different one, and then come back and disable it.
Well,
Well,
there's
he-
got to be another one.
Yeah, and he did just mention that he's been sending people to the south, so it would probably benefit us to
True.
start disabling.
There is one to the south.
Mhm.
There is one more to the south.
So yeah, all right, let's go.
Disable.
Do you want to disable the one here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's where we're starting. Then have it.
Okay.
So go back and disable the one here, I guess.
All right. So as you move forward, you kind of, with the instruction of Kaylin, with the things that she learned from the runes, you're able to walk up to the black gate and feel the power kind of resonating through it. And you know that if you change the destination in such a way that it inverts upon itself, you're able to disable the black gate and allow it to not be used to teleport out, or anybody to use it to teleport in.
Okay. So I'm just watching Kaylin right now. I just want to see how this is gonna play out.
Okay. So as Kaylin does this, kind of inverting the magical signal, the destination and departure point back on itself, you see every time you run into these black gates, you see this kind of whirl of black smoke all around it that only dissipates whenever you use a key to use it for teleportation. As she moves forward doing this, you see the swirl of this black mist wavering as it does so. And as she kind of feels that it has been disabled, you see the mist returns to normal, though it does waver occasionally, but otherwise appears to be in its normal state, though Kaylin does know that it is disabled now.
All right, first one done. Let's move out.
That was surprisingly a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's do it. So yeah, let's go to the next one you guys want to work on. And he mentioned that there's a trap at the store or entryway, so
Yeah. Time to break out ye old 10-foot pole.
yeah, yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna grab the extendable 10-foot pole and just start pressing the tiles.
So yeah, as you move forward, tapping the floor in front of you, I would imagine you're kind of doing left and right, so you're doing a 10-foot square at a time.
Yep.
You move up to the front, being well aware of it as you see another white gate in the distance. You check the floor and you discover the floor at this tile collapses underneath your 10-foot pole, falling out and revealing a bed of spikes down below it.
Awesome. Continuing on. I'm guessing it's clear up ahead. Continuing the same thing all the way forward.
Yeah, and you're able to keep going all the way up to the white gate, rather. No
Okay.
issues.
Alright, yeah. So I get to the gate and open so that we can pass through.
Okay. As the white mist dissipates, you see a room up ahead. Can't really get a whole lot of the details out, but you do see that there appears to be something inlaid in the floor. Yes, floor. You see something scribed into the floor up ahead.
That is unsettling. I'm gonna continue with the 10-foot pole up ahead through the hallway here.
Okay. So as you move forward, right before you step on this tile, another floor trap springs, falls out beneath your 10-foot pole, revealing another bed of spikes beneath it. 10-foot poles save lives.
They do. Continuing same thing all the way forward until we can clear out to the room.
Alright, so as you make your way forward to this room, you see this one's a little bit differently decorated. The wood-paneled walls of this long hall are scorched. Cracks in the panels reveal bare stone. 3 mystic circles have been scribed into the floor, each edged with rough runes.
If I cast Detect Magic, do I see... Does the floor light up?
Yes.
Thought so.
Can we read any of the writing that's kind of scribed on it?
From that distance, no. I mean, if you got
Right.
closer to it, maybe you could check it.
Yeah.
Everybody give me perception checks as you move into the room.
Okay.
So as you're all looking around, Berwyn, you study the floor for a few moments, and then you kind of look around the rest of the room. As you look up towards the ceiling, you see what appears to be a steel orb is hidden up in a recess in the center of the room, about 20 feet up in the air. And if you want to check the runes, give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Oof. So yeah, as Berwyn takes a moment to look down at these runes, studying for a moment, he recognizes a few of them and kind of knocks them off as just gibberish. But then you see a few runes that discharge lightning.
Oh.
So guys, there's some runes that discharge lightning. And there's a steel orb in the ceiling.
I do not like the sound of this.
Did you notice any kind of trigger?
As you're asking if he notices any trigger, you all see as the circle in front of you begins to glow white, and the air kind of hums with electricity.
Quickly back up. And
as you all back up away from the circle, you all hear kind of pulsing, and then lightning discharges through the entire room. Berwyn, I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ouch.
Okay. So as lightning just pulses through this room, obviously generated away up top, away from that steel orb that you saw. It hits you. You're able to dodge most of it, but it still hits you for 4 lightning damage.
how much time passed while
Not
we were
very
standing
long.
there?
Less than a minute.
Okay. Kind of peek around the corner and tell Berwyn to come over here and get out of the room. And I'd like to try to count and see if it happens again. And just, try to figure out if this is a timed thing or if it's just random.
Okay. So as Berwin walks out of the room and you kind of start looking at it, oops. You start peeking down at the room. You see the bottom, the furthest away circle from you begins to glow white about 12 seconds or so after you start paying attention, and the room is filled with lightning once again.
Okay. And I wait again.
And as you wait, the same ring as before begins to glow white once again about 12 seconds or so after the last lightning pulse, and the room is filled with lightning once again.
Okay. So while it appears that they're hitting at random and they're on a time, it's about 12 seconds and they seem to be firing off. So we're not going to have much time if we're going to be doing anything inside this room.
Can I tell where the lightning is coming from? It's like it's originating from that steel ball up top.
Mm-hmm. It lances out all across the room.
12 seconds unless we can figure out something to do about that steel orb up there.
I imagine there's a steel orb over every one of them.
Nope, just the one.
Just over the
Just
one.
the one. Okay.
As you're
So
all
it's like-
discussing this again, the top one next to you lights up white, and then lightning pulses through the room again.
So it's just kind of arcing from that orb down to that thing, to
Yep.
each one of the rings. Okay.
Mhm.
Unless it's some mad game where you have to stand on the circle.
I'm not gonna be the one to test that.
Yeah, no, I don't feel very comfortable standing on one of these rings.
I mean, I could.
You could, and I could attempt to absorb it, but it's still a bit much. Another 12 seconds probably pass. What are we? Okay, I kind of look at everybody and.
Which one is lighting up, Havoc?
So as another 12 seconds pass, the middle one lights up this time, and then just after it begins to lose its glow, the room is filled with lightning once again.
Okay. So after the lightning clears out of the room, I'd like to walk into the room, wild shape into dire wolf,
Okay. All right.
and wait for one of them to glow.
Okay. So as another few seconds pass, the one above you to the north begins to glow, and lightning is shot throughout the room.
There's about a second or so where I could go jump in the middle of the circle before the lightning hits, or not.
You could try. I mean, you can run over to it, and you jump into the circle, and as you do so, you kind of look around, and lightning fills the room, and you take 7 points of damage.
I yelp and run to the door.
Okay.
Is it a push door?
It looks like it's pushed. You see a clear lock hanging on this door.
I swing at the lock with my sword.
Okay, give me an attack roll. It hits. Roll damage.
16.
Okay. As you hit this lock, your sword completely bounces off and reverberates, and you take 2 bludgeoning damage from the recoil of it. Also, the third glyph down in the bottom begins to glow, and lightning fills the room once again. And you take another 9 points of damage.
Going great, guys. Figuring it out. I just sit in the middle.
Okay.
How high is that orb?
That's about 20 feet above you.
Damn.
Oh. I'm going to wait until one of the strikes, and then as soon as the strike ends, the lightning strike ends, I want to run over to the door, and I want to try to use the skeleton key that I had picked up earlier.
Okay. As you're preparing the key and such, the bottom glyph begins to glow, and Perwin takes another 8 points of lightning damage as it
I don't even
radiates
get
into
to
him.
dodge this now.
You're just sitting there. No.
So yeah, quickly running in and kind of grabbing, seeing that he was striking at this lock. I have the skeleton key in my hand and quickly run into place and try to fit it into the lock and see if I can unlock it.
As you slip the key into the lock, you see it fits perfectly, and as you quickly turn it to the left, you hear and see the lock unlock in front of you.
Awesome. Do I hear anything on the other side, or is there too much noise in this room to be able to tell?
I mean, you could stop and listen if you want to. You got about 6 seconds.
No. I'm gonna go ahead and
I push him through the door.
Yeah, quickly push the door open and motion to everybody to get over there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yes. This is just what I wanted.
So, once they clear the thing, I'm gonna wait until the 12 seconds are up.
That way I can get
wait for
everybody
another
in here.
strike.
All right. One of the circles glows, and then lightning strikes.
All right, then dash across it.
All right.
And close the door behind you.
Yep.
All right. So as you all make it into this room,
So, what's going on?
as you look into this room, you see, or smell rather, the sweet scent of incense hangs in the hot air of this opulent chamber. The walls are covered with silk tapestries in green and yellow, and the floors are spread with cushions. As you look further in the room, you see to the south, 2 sets of sliding double doors are set in the walls. You see 4 men, based on their garb and their complexion, obviously Thayans, standing around a somewhat young woman who is sitting in the middle on one of the cushions. And as you all walk into the room, she turns to you and with a bit of a frantic look in her eyes, she says, "They're holding me prisoner. Save me."
Ah. Woof. 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 Woof.
And as he begins barking, the 4 guys begin walking towards you. Roll for initiative.
It was non-hostile woofing.
Dire wolf. It doesn't matter if it's hostile.
Yeah, it's
You're probably not wrong.
Dire wolf
yeah.
barking at you. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to make that not hostile.
They're just gonna roll this one because these guys are not strong. All right, Kaylin, you're the first to react.
So they're coming towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, screw them. First one. 16 up this guy.
Hits.
Yeah.
8 force damage.
Okay, still standing.
Okay.
Yeah, those 4s
Second.
and terrible initiative rolls, man.
11.
Every time.
He did.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
anything
gonna
else?
do. I'm not gonna try and run by the dire wolf.
Okay.
After shooting force energy through his legs.
All right, so 2 bolts of force energy hitting this guy in the chest. You see he's wearing like a chain shirt as well as wielding a shield. Did not save him from those attacks, though, unfortunately. Aelion.
Gonna kind of duck under the direwolf and rush right up to this guy. And stab. Just gonna
Stab.
overboard it.
Stab,
Uh-huh.
stab.
And
He's super dead.
he's super
30.
dead.
There's just blood everywhere.
Yeah, just hacked limbs are going over the place. It's disgusting, right? Anything else?
This poor woman's
She's
like gonna have nightmares
Covered in
of this.
blood now. No, that'll do it for right now.
Okay, so yes, you just punched 2 big holes in this guy's chest. He's already falling, just completely outmatched, and the 3rd rapier shot catches him on the way down of his lifeless corpse. Berwin.
Ooh boy. I'm gonna run right up here and take a swipe
Okay.
or 2. An 11 hit.
No.
21 hit.
Uh-huh.
18 damage.
Wait.
You get
No force damage.
No.
So 15.
So 15.
It is 15. That looked like an 8 from where I was sitting.
It's like you said,
Probably need to
18,
scoot a little closer then.
yeah, maybe a little bit. All right, so as you run forward, he reaches his shield up to block your first shot, but he's staggered backwards from the impact of this giant greatsword. With the second shot, you're able to deeply cleave into his chest. It looks like he's barely hanging on to life right now as he gasps in pain, blood just filling his mouth. That being said, the guys are now going to retaliate. So this one next to you is going to swing twice with his long sword. 23 and 18.
They both hit.
All right, so you take 13 points of damage from his 2 attacks. This guy's going to take a couple steps forward, rushing at you, and swing as well. 20 and 24.
Yeah, those both hit.
Another 15 points of damage from both of that attacks. And the other 2 are dead. They can't do anything. Markinor.
Yeah. I wanna hit him in the head.
Okay, hit him in the head.
Okay. Ugh.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
I'm
let's-
gonna use. Oh wait,
Guiding
do I have
strike?
that here? Yeah, guiding strike here. So burn a channel divinity. So what is that? 17.
17 hits.
Hey. 5 bludgeoning damage, and that's all. Man, I shouldn't have wasted that.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him with the warhammer lightly, apparently, and then just kind of wave and be like, "Oh hi."
So as you bring the warhammer down, feeling it glancing off its shield, you kind of muscle through it, feeling just your divine rage pushing your way through it, dealing some damage to him. The girl down to the south, kind of still sitting on these cushions. You see her face has got some blood splattered on it from Aelion's attacks from earlier. She just kind of leans back, her eyes just, saucers. She's terrified from what's going on around her all of a sudden. Kaylin.
Oh boy. Okay. Close my character sheet again. Good day. Eldritch Blast at the 1. Here.
Okay.
13.
He did. This 1 HP.
Okay, and then second bolt at the other one.
Oh God! Yeah.
Oh.
Just go ahead and narrate it. Don't even roll damage, please.
I just want to roll damage.
Roll it.
Do it anyway.
Full max damage on that one.
Jesus. It's a fucking cantrip.
Oh, let's go Skyrim, since he he might come back from this. Just straight up, right at his knee, blows his knee out, takes his whole bottom leg off, goes through that, hits the other one, blows that knee out, and he just flops forward onto Berwin.
So, yeah. As Kalen shoots off this second shot after killing the one in front of Berwin in his wolf form, sends off another one, and this one just enlarged itself. Markinor kind of turns around just at the last second, seeing it, and kind of raises his leg out of the way as it passes by and hits this guy right in the freaking knees and just takes him out. Like, his knees are gone. His lower legs are back somewhere on the other side of the room. He falls down just wailing in agony before finally falling over and almost instantly dying from the blood loss.
Just cover that poor girl with even more blood.
Yes, and the girl shrieks in just terror and begins to back away from you all, rushing up to these pillows and such, just backing up and, you know, holding herself, kind of trying to wipe some of the blood away from her eyes and such. She says, "Oh gods! Oh gods! Oh gods!"
Quickly put the warhammer away and kind of motion like, you know, hey, we're not gonna hurt you, and kind of look at her and say, why are you held captive and why are you here?
She's just, her hands trembling as she continues trying to, like, wipe the blood away from her eyes. She says, I was a plaything for them. They did things to me. Please don't hurt me.
I'd like to drop wolf form.
Of course she would.
Kind of look, just kind of trying to figure out what this is about. I kind of look at her and say, "But tell me, what is your name?"
That you see her kind of shakily reaching over and grabbing one of the kind of finely sewed together quilts next to her and wiping her face, trying to get all this multiple men's blood off of it. She kind of wipes her way away and starts to get a little bit of composure, her hands still shaking in fear, though, as she looks up at you and says, "My name is Pincheska."
Pincheska. Tell me, Pincheska, you said they bring you here as a plaything. Who brought you here?
With that, she kind of looks over and you see her face beginning to kind of turn a different shade, a little green, as she looks at the men that you just brutally slaughtered. She says, they brought me from my village by Baldur's Gate. They brought me here. I didn't know what they were doing, and they made me stand on these runes and brought me into this place and said that I'd be treated well, but then they did things to me that I don't even want to speak of.
I kind of look at her. I want to just kind of pay close attention to the things she's saying. I'm trying to see if it feels real or believable. Like I'm just looking for, you know, I just want insight to see if she's being truthful with us.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anybody want
that's
to
same
go
thing.
ahead?
Also, can I cast Detect Magic and see if there's anything magical emanating in this
Oh
room?
gosh.
Good job.
Wow.
Little laggy from dog form, I see.
It's a little better, but not much.
Okay. Okay, order of events here. No magic in this room
Okay.
that you can see. Berwin and Markinor, as you see this just terrified girl, you see tears are welling up in her eyes as she's really looking at what you just did. You fucking murdered some people, like, gruesomely. Like, swords and magic and giant wolf and shit. Like, she's terrified. And she is definitely seems truthful in the fact that she's terrified, and she is not here because she wants to be.
Okay.
That's we're too good for those men.
I look at her and say, the doors to the south, where do they lead?
With that, she once again kind of shakily looks at him, kind of seeing the doors for the first time, and shakes her head, trying to get some thoughts. She says, closets, there's clothes and other things in their jewelry and such. Take it. Just don't hurt me.
No. It's not that. We're not here to harm you. In fact, you told us these men were keeping you here against your will. We're doing you a favor by trying to release you from them.
With that, she looks around the group and kind of sees you all for the first time. She says, "Oh, I saw someone come in here and you weren't dressed the same. So, but you're really not with them. You're not gonna hurt me."
I mean, we did just kill him.
And didn't kill you.
With that, she lets out a
You
kind
didn't
of.
have to add that.
Yes, I did.
She kind of lets out a nervous chuckle. She says, that doesn't mean a whole lot here. They kill each other for fun every day.
Really? That's kind of messed up.
Have you met the Thans?
I'm just making a
We killed a
statement,
bunch of them.
man. I haven't sat down and had a good talk with one of them yet, because they've all wanted to kill me.
Tell me, Francesca, what were these experiments? And she said something about experiments, right? Or did I mishear that? Or is it them just bringing her here to do unmentionable
Do
things to
things.
her?
Yeah, that's pretty much all she said. She hadn't said
Okay.
anything about experiments.
Okay, I misunderstood then. Francesca, how long have you been here?
With that, she kind of shakily doesn't stand up, but moves over to where she's kind of resting on her knees as she puts her legs beneath her and looks up at you, getting a little bit of a more relaxed feel about her. She seems to understand that you're not here to hurt her, but still kind of a shaky voice. She says, "Well, it's hard to tell. There's no sun or anything down here, but it's had to have been at least a few weeks."
And from what village did they take you from? Oh, wait, yeah, they said no, she said
Outside of
Neverwinter.
Baldur's
Or
Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, okay.
Yeah, she says, I live in a small village just outside of Baldur's Gate. We just take care of merchants and such, and I thought that they were more merchants, and they were in our inn, and then they killed everyone. They killed my family, and they said I was too pretty to waste, and they brought me with them.
That's creepy and messed up.
Yes.
Good thing we killed them.
And they haven't mentioned anything else to you. Have there been others that have came in and out of this room?
With that, she furiously nods. She says, "Yes. There have been others. There was several that looked dead. Their skin was wrong. It was gray. It wasn't. There was no life in their eyes. They've come and spoken to them, and one of them talked to me and told me he could use me later. Taruvar, I think was his name. He was very scary. He drove me
He's
to
kinda
tears."
dead now.
Oh, well, that's a
Kinda.
relief to hear. Kinda?
Temporarily.
Well,
Yeah, temporarily is a better word.
unfortunately, he's not your typical individual. He's a bit of an undead being.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I look at her and again trying to keep her calm and kind of talk her down a bit. I point over towards the doors to the west and say, "That room, do you know what that is?"
As you ask her that, she shakes her head and says, "No, I was brought through there. I know that they used a key on the door. One man had to run very quickly through it, and that seemed to stop whatever they were trying to avoid. But beyond that, I don't know. They've been trapped in this room."
I kind of look back to the others and say, "Then that's not for teleportation. That's just a means to keep people away." And kind of look at Francesca again, just I'm not quite understanding, and I look at her and say, you say they just came and took you from your village and brought you here just because they felt that you would be wasted if they left you behind. It seems like there would be more to it, at least from what we have seen from the Danes thus far.
With that, she kind of just shakes her head. I don't know. I'm sorry. They took me and brought me here, and they just locked me in this room. And these men would show up from time to time, and otherwise they would just leave me be in here. And they said, she kind of motions around to the room, and once again, you see this room is just very ornately decorated and such, with lots of silk tapestries and such all around, cushions everywhere. There's 2 closets that, as you go around to look at them, you see they are in fact closets. You see inside of them these kind of sliding wooden doors. You see there's like fine female clothing in numerous styles and sizes. As you look in, Kaylin, as you're looking in the one down here, you kind of brush some of the clothing away. You see a hemispherical stone in the middle of its back wall. And as you look at it, you recognize the glyphs that are kind of etched into it. And you know this is a contact stone that can be used to talk to other people. Kaylin, as you move over to the right side of the chamber, you notice that this whole room was warm, kind of much warmer than any of the chambers you've been in. Most of them have been kind of cool and such, with just the natural underground feel of everything. But you notice this room is very warm, and as you move further east in this room, it gets warmer.
Go ahead.
That's odd.
I look at Francesca and say, have you ever seen anybody leave this room by means other than the main way here? Seems a bit odd that this room is kind of off to the, off on its own and, not really a part of the rest of this. It just, something doesn't feel right here.
As you're saying that, she kind of raised her hand up to her temple, making that motion like she forgot something. She says, of course. And she motions like right next to her to the left. She says, there's a hidden passage here. They didn't use it often. That it was dangerous, and that I should never try to go through it. And I took their word for it after seeing someone come out of there and most of his body was burned. And she kind of motions over to the east wall side. They talked about a way to go into another room over there, but it's so uncomfortably hot. I spend most of my time either, and she kind of motions to where you're standing, or further off to the northwest, where it isn't so uncomfortable. I hear screams, sometimes coming from, she motions over to the east, from the other side of that wall. Not human screams, almost something bigger, something more terrible.
Do I notice the heat like Kaylin does?
If you were to start walking around the room, any of y'all would notice that.
Okay.
Yeah, as you move further east and get closer to the east wall, it gets noticeably hotter.
I check out this wall. Is like the passage noticeable?
Gotta move some stuff around. 1 second.
I kind of motion for Francesca to help him to find it, and since she was familiar with it.
As you're okay, so let's. All right, so Kaylin found the stone, contact stone. Berwyn, as you're looking through this left closet, you see much of the same, a lot of fine women's clothing and such in here. You also see a bunch of jewelry in here. You see some hooks holding several items of it. You see a simple golden necklace and bracelet, a silver necklace with a garnet pendant, and an ivory necklace. You see hanging amongst all of that you see what appears to be another glyph key also hanging amongst all the jewelry.
Yeah, yoink on the glyph key.
Okay. Aelion, as you investigate here, you do see, after looking at it for a moment, kind of hidden behind this paneling on the walls here, seams for a doorway, and you're able to see that there is clearly a doorway leading off to your south.
Kind of look around the room at Kaylin and Berwin and say, have you found anything? What's inside of those closets? Anything good?
My closet had the glyph.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine has the context stone. The context stone's like the one.
Right.
Have we seen one of those before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have.
So we could talk to
Serana.
Serana from that.
Yeah.
Do we? Okay. So yeah, pass that on.
Okay.
I'd take the glyph key. Hey, we got another glyph key. Can I tell which zone it's for?
As you kind of tap into the magic, you recognize it as attuned to this zone, to the abyssal prisons.
Okay.
As Kaylin mentions that she has found a contact stone, I start to walk over, look for the stone, and kind of look over to Kaylin and just kind of softly whisper to her that she should reach out to Serana and see what we should do about this Pancheska. See if she knows why the Thaans would have brought her here. And kind of mention that, and then I'm gonna again come back, and I'm just trying to like distract her from all of this so we can try to find out everything before we move on.
Okay. As you're all walking around this room investigating and such, Pancheska just kind of chilling down here at the moment, letting you do whatever you want. Everybody give me perception checks.
Not bad.
Get wrecked,
Viewers.
nerd.
Get wrecked, nerds.
1 second while I check something. Everybody click on what languages you know and post those in chat, please.
I sure do.
I know many languages.
Wait, Aelion, you know a language snakes?
That's
Mm-hmm.
It's separate?
Shrine
Yeah,
etymology.
yeah.
What?
I'm a partial tongue now.
He ate something.
Gross.
So yeah, as you're all wandering around the room, kind of investigating it, Aelion pointing out a secret door here that Pancheska had noticed or noted to you all. You wander around the room, and once again, as you're moving around on this eastern wall, you feel just the heat starting to grow to, like I said, a very uncomfortable level. And as you move up, you feel it even more so as you get closer to the northeast corner of the room. And as you're all moving around that area, you hear growling, and you have to listen to it for a moment, and it almost sounds like billowing flames is what you picture whenever you hear this sound. And as you listen to it even longer, it almost seems like there's a pattern to it. And Berwin, as you're listening to it, it almost sounds like something speaking, though in this kind of odd voice that just sounds like, fire billowing. And as you all kind of notice this, kind of looking at each other, trying to figure out what the heck was going on, Pancheska kind of pipes up. She says, "That's the screaming I hear. It's speaking an old tongue, one that I learned when I was a girl. It's not really primordial." And she starts to ramble on. It actually turns out she's well versed in languages. She starts to ramble on. She says, "Well, it's not actually primordial. It's a dialect of it. It's Ignan. It's something that the plant or people of the file plane
fire elementals.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yes, fire elementals would speak that.
Yes.
So I don't understand it fully. It's like I said, it's a dialect, not the language that I learned. But I do recognize words here and there. I just hear home over and over again. It screams it from wherever it is on the other side of that wall.
I wonder if it's an elemental that is trapped here.
As you all begin to question what that sound may be, knowing that there are 2 exits to this room, and you have ventured back into the abyssal prisons with your quest to disrupt these black gates that you've been sent after to hopefully figure out what's going on. That is where we're going to end the session for the evening.
Yay.
Oh,
Awesome. Interesting. I still have trouble believing this person's just innocent.
Because paranoia.
Because paranoia. Yeah.
That's what we're good at, paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna end stream and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get some musics. Maybe I'll get some musics. I think we're probably... Yeah. I think we're gonna go over and say hi to Welcome Party, since they were so kind to host us earlier. Let's go over to here. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. Going to send everybody over to Welcome Party. They're playing Blood Red Seas. It's a dungeon world game that they have been playing for a little while now. It's a pretty fun game. If you're interested in checking it out, I highly encourage you to stick around and say hi to them. So let's drop a raid over to them. Go say hi. Tell them I love them because they're amazing. They're great people. We'll be back right here on Tuesday for Tyranny of Dragons. I hope you tune in. I will see you then. Have a good night, guys. And I'll talk to you soon.
We are just about at the end of we've got about 15 to 20 minutes left of our Dungeon World game tonight, where pirates are recovering from a poor expedition on the Jungle Island, in which they got chased by lots of crazy stuff, and are talking about loyalty to a new crew member.
No, you would keep your loyalty to me.
Exactly, by redirecting the information to something less harmful to us.